Hello gamers, welcome to another DSP video. Now, I didn't know what I wanted to do with this video. I didn't know if I wanted to be a meaningful style video or a DSP style video, so this will be a very weird hybrid style video, so get ready, get hyped, and let's get to watching.
The hate army
Big
troll.
ups
It's
to
hate
hate
army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate
Hate.
Army.
Shut
Good
the
vibes to
fuck
the
up.
Hate
Shout
Army.
out to hate.
Shout out
Shout out to hate.
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for
yes.
hate.
Why is
All right. Why is
Alright.
YouTube like this? Interesting. An ad is about to play, but since I'm watching a new clip, I'm going to skip the ad because I want.
This is funny, right? He tells us he doesn't make ad revenue on DSP Reacts. Why was there an ad playing? Phil, I thought you don't make ad revenue on this. Huh? Now, I like that, of course he wants to watch the full 10 minutes of this video because it confirms, it's a confirmation bias segment. Why is YouTube like this? Now, the reason why I didn't know how I wanted to handle this video was because the more that this video sat in my brain and I was chewing on it a little bit, I wanted to talk a little bit more just about the subject matter because ultimately, I kind of feel this is the most pointless question that you could just ask. Like, why do we need a 10-minute video of this guy explaining to us why YouTube is like this? It's not that deep to understand why YouTube favors these kind of videos and why these videos rake in a lot of clicks and all this kind of stuff. It's not that deep. Yet we have this guy making a 10-minute video that has enticed Phil to watch it and be like, huh, interesting. So let's get into it.
You guys to actually watch me react to this video. So here we go. Ready? Here we go.
All right, here we go.
YouTube
Let's go.
like this?
In this
Why
video,
is YouTube
I'm going to be
like
building
this?
the world's largest toilet. I am going to be spending the next 50 hours locked inside of this porta potty. Last to leave the giant toilet wins 10,000 rating.
And by this, I mean overly sensationalized, insanely over the top, highly edited, and fake.
Yep.
Well, look at this though. You're proposing outlandish premises for a video that is gonna have a resolution in that same video. So you're already telling the viewer like, oh, this is some crazy shit. And you know the thumbnails all have bright colors that just attract your eyes. I mean, when you see something that's like contrasting or whatever, your eyes will just go straight to it. So of course you're gonna click the video and see what it's about, even if you know it's fake or not. It's just curiosity. Will just win out at the end of the day. And he could say that this is just slop and just soulless, all this stuff that this guy was saying. And it's like, yeah, but the point of these videos is to get you to click on them. That's the point. Once you understand that, you can just avoid them and move about your day. It's no different than going to a website and you see all these colorful ads that show up, and it's like, yeah, eventually you're just gonna be able to block them out just because you know what they want to get you to do. It's no different than seeing tabloids on newsstands that is meant to attract your eye. Like, what, Will Smith did what? And you're gonna pick it up, you're gonna read it, then you may buy it to read it later, that kind of stuff. That's what this is, and it's just not that surprising. Once you have a platform that can give you money for uploading a video, you're gonna want to do all these kind of things to get someone to click. And it's not that like outlandish to kind of wrap your mind around.
Crazy ex-girlfriend has ruined my life.
I'm going to fake being pregnant with this belly.
I'm gonna fake my own death. I spent over $100,000 this week to have 100 of these girls here.
I mean, is it just me, or does most content on this platform feel dystopian, artificial, and
It's dystopian when you seek out this kind of content because on the other hand, this dude has been just kind of making a video to discuss this. So of course he has to do research and he finds these videos and he sees that it makes this amount of money and this and that, so it must be popular or whatever. So why is it so popular? But it's like it's just the sensationalism like of headlines. Like why are tabloids so big? Why do people want to know what's going on with celebrities and all this stuff? It's just kind of, it feeds into that aspect of humanity, and a lot of people can just realize that and move on. That's why I think this video is just the most pointless video, and to a degree, in a most negative way, it comes up as a grift. That this dude is just grifting on this grift. because he's acting as if this is some meaningful video. Like, oh, I'm making a video to explain the way YouTube is and this and that. And it's like, this isn't like new information. He didn't discover this information. He's not the only one who even thought this. And he's like presenting this video. Now, of course, you could argue that, you know, when people make a YouTube channel, they want to talk about something interesting, they'll talk about this. I mean, how interesting is it to talk about DSP? And I get that, but I don't think there's anything interesting what this dude has to say that I haven't heard before in casual conversation or just from my own interpretation of what I see on the platform.
Soulless. What was at one time a place to post fun videos with your friends is now a place for corporations to market their brand, people to generate passive income.
But that's like every website. That's how Twitter started, Facebook, Instagram, Newgrounds. All these websites started that way. But as more and more people have been integrating to the internet to their everyday lives, you have YouTube apps on the TV and all this stuff. Of course, it's going to be more monetized and corporate because that's just the direction these sites go. And more responsibility is given to these websites to just make sure that the ads are going on respected content or whatever the fuck. But it's like, that's just the trend of things. You go to a convenience store or a gas station and they have all these magazines. You have like Time Magazine, News People, whatever the fuck, USA Today, all these brands, all these magazines. And then you'll find tabloids just alongside because that's also selling copies. That's just how it is. Once you have a platform that can get you money, you're gonna get all these variety of like videos. You'll get meaningful videos, you'll get tabloid videos, you'll get gameplay videos, ads, whatever. You'll just get that. This isn't really news. The more I see people criticize these kind of videos, the more just about how goofy the thumbnails are. Like, oh, I see Mr. Beast everywhere. And then it got to the point where someone made a Chrome plugin to just shove in Mr. Beast's face on just every thumbnail because it will just be goofy to look at. It's just kind of just how it is. That's what algorithms are. And it is what it is in a way. That it's not really any point to fight against it and just kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, this happens. Just make your own videos and all this kind of stuff.
And creators to do, well, whatever this is. And this isn't all bad, but if I'm being honest, the worst parts about all of these things really stand out and create a nauseating experience for the average user. But something recently has changed, and maybe you've noticed it too. Authenticity on YouTube is rising again. Now, instead of clicking the overly sensational videos, I find myself clicking videos that are more simple, intimate.
But this is no different than just video. By the way, shout out to this video, I guess. But that's no different than when there was a time where people were just getting annoyed with video essays. And that's still around on YouTube. People still do video essays. Now, of course, you can find interesting video essays that are interesting and fun to listen to, whatever. But this isn't a trend that's just starting. Now, this video was uploaded like a month ago, and I'm just like, this is new? This is rising up again? Like, I've seen video essays just in general that just been around. But okay.
And honestly, more human. But why? Is the Mr. Beastification of YouTube over? How did we get here? Why is this happening? And what the heck is core?
Is it over? Now, I don't think he ever established that it's over, because yet Mr. Beast is still making videos. There's still crazy videos that are just uploaded on the site. This really reeks of that energy of like a boomer upset that people use their phones. Like, oh, back in my day, we would get news on the newspaper. We'd talk to one another, not like today where people are on their phones all the time. Like, come on.
Social media has adjusted.
So it's not a long video. I think we should watch it. And I've been saying this for years and years, and I literally saw this happen organically over the years. I told you guys when I started on YouTube in 2008, this site was essentially people who didn't have high production, meaning not a lot of money to put into a video, not a giant group of people working on the video, not a studio to film it. It was people who had passion,
But how does he know that? How does he know that no one started on YouTube with bad intentions? Like, there's a bunch of videos that just stole ideas from other people. There's all these people wanted, like at the very beginning when Mega64 was starting to upload videos on YouTube, there were people who were just trying to steal the same kind of essence that they were doing. I think there was a channel that was called Ultra64 for a while. There was a video that was called Mega64 Mirror's Edge. Before they did a Mirror's Edge video, there was a fake one that was really bad quality, but it was just trying to ape from what they've been doing. It's just, you can't really sit there and say that every video that's uploaded to YouTube is meaningful and it's a small group and all this kind of stuff, when there were definitely people that were just trying to get a name for themselves to get social clout or just clicks or views and all this kind of stuff. And some people got popularity through, that got popularity that became a bigger YouTuber that, is still popular today, and there's some that just kind of fade into obscurity. I mean, that's just the nature of things. Oh, it's just the beginning of every website. Every website starts the same way.
Talent and or something to offer, maybe knowledge to the internet. And people recognize that. And they recognize that as being genuinely either funny, informative, whatever it was, and they were rewarded for that. And what I saw systematically over the years...
But what was the reward? Because back then, you couldn't make money on the internet, so what were they being rewarded with? Just clicks? I mean, but that's like no effort. Like, it's a no effort reward because anyone at that time will just click on videos to watch it. And again, once money was introduced, I mean, the site started to like change because of that. That's why you saw people doing more gameplay videos or more vlogging videos. That's just the nature of the beast. If I made a website and I told you can make money if you just do a video of yourself spinning around, everyone will go to that website, spin around, and then get paid for it. Because wouldn't you want to get paid by doing like low effort stuff? As with YouTube, it was just the payout was insane, so people just did more and more stuff. And then now, when ad revenue is so low, people want to do more clickbait kind of stuff, and that's just how it goes. I mean, it's just a trend of how people use a site and just kind of exploit it in whatever way, or just make content that's designed to get people to click on it. Again, that's why I just don't think this is as deep. DS is going to make it very deep because, of course, when you look back at something, it's going to be better than back in the day versus now, but there's still meaningful content today. You could go to a YouTube channel, find something that says something meaningful or interesting to you, and then just enjoy the video. I mean, come on.
Happen is that content has gone away. What's happened is YouTube became a place where only if you went into it with the mentality of I'm here to make money, I go into it with a big budget.
But how did it go away? There's still people who upload videos that don't get a lot of views. It just doesn't get the prominence because, of course, YouTube, who has an invested interest to promote money, is going to want to promote videos that do better. That's just how the algorithm is. They want to reward people who take videos, make it, professionally. Oh my god. And put that on the forefront, because if you want a site that to seem professional for advertisers, you're not gonna really convey that if you upload a 12-year-old uploading a video of him doing like a no scope trick. You're gonna want to get someone that will take it seriously, or they put a video that put time and effort in. Now, of course, YouTube is using algorithms, so I mean, what does it depends on what judges the clicks and all this kind of stuff that just get promoted to the top.
Go into it with the know-how of a bunch of video editors and a bunch of filmmakers and all of this professional grade studio scripted stuff, nothing genuine, all scripted, all fake, all. It's like,
does you think that Zachary is doing this video improv? He scripted this video out. He wrote down a script and he is just reading the script. That's what this is, because he's watching a video essay. The general thing that DSP criticizes, it's just so empty and shallow. He's just throwing buzzwords out there. Oh, it's scripted, it's fake. Now, when Zach mentions fake content, he shows an example of it. But when DSP says, he says about everything. You don't even know what he's criticizing sometimes. He'll just be on a podcast saying, yeah, YouTubers are fake. And then he'll bring up Dr. Disrespect or like another gameplay streamer. It's like, how do you fake gameplay in that kind of way unless you're stealing other people's gameplay or whatever the fuck? It's just kind of empty statements that he's making that really show a lack of understanding. Zachary, I may not necessarily like the video, but I can at least understand that he understands what he's talking about because he researched the point he's making. That's why he's bringing up the Mr. Beast videos, these videos that have outlandish premises, because he's making a point. But DSP's watching this and just saying, yeah, I've been seeing fake videos show up, but he's been saying everything's fake. So it's really hard to take him at his word because DSP has no understanding of anything he's talking about. He doesn't understand what video he's talking about that's even fake. Because you listen to him have any point and you just think about it, you start to understand he's a lost little baby trying to make a point. You go to the Last of Us 2 situation and you look at what he's talking about when he says agendas, and you don't know what he's talking about. He will tell one dude, oh, the agenda of liberal, progressive stuff. Then some guy will say, well, it's not like an agenda to have a character that's trans in this game. I mean, that's just how it is. Whatever. It's a representation. No, I'm not talking about that agenda. I'm talking about the agenda of giving the game a 10 out of 10. But like, that's just someone's opinion. No, not that agenda. This other agenda. And it's like, what do you believe? Just giving stuff that they want to hear to confirm what they are telling you? Like, that's not really a statement. You're just telling people what they want to hear. And that's what DSP keeps diminishing into over time. His opinion has been watered down to just be bland and unoffensive. And I'm not saying that DSP has to say people are a piece of shit and they should, Minecraft themselves or anything like that, but there's no stake into what he says, and there's nothing that is of any significance or value. You get to take anything out of context that DSP says, apply it to anything else, and it'll sound like he's talking about something else completely. And it just is empty and meaningless.
It's basically like television light or Hollywood light, right? That's what it became. And it was sad because at one point, anyone could just enjoy what they were doing and make a living on YouTube. And it completely flipped on its head and changed over the years, where people who had the talent, the passion, were completely overlooked, and the YouTube algorithm would only support those who were in it for the big bucks. And you saw this.
But like, even back then, before the algorithm debate came into fruition and all this stuff, there's always been a sense of luck when people would get attention on any platform, no matter what. Sometimes people are just in the right place at the right time, and they have the talent to back it up on top of that. Like, it's just all these circumstances that just align for some people. Some people may get noticed way late. It's just the nature of creation or creative ventures out there. I mean, half of the contemporary artists that exist right now, you're probably not going to hear about until they're dead, or generations later. If you look back in the day when Picasso was around, he wasn't some ritzy artist that was living in a mansion. A lot of these artists died in poverty, and they only got noticed later on that we started seeing their value as artists and all this kind of stuff. This is a thing that's ever ongoing in this kind of realm, that people just make stuff and you'll just not be seen. And that's just the unfortunate, brutal truth. That's why a lot of people tell anyone to don't go into anything with the idea that you'll make money or that you'll even be noticed. Have a job first and then do all this stuff. And then if that picks up, then you can go from there. A lot of this stuff, like the way that DSP talks about it, is that he's upset at the days where anyone could just enter YouTube on the ground floor and just get paid for their work. But even back in the heyday of YouTube's financial boom, it wasn't like everyone who had a YouTube channel was making bank on YouTube. It was still a level of luck and success, or just luck, honestly, to even get the opportunity. DSP was doing all these videos with a vlogging channel and getting paid through that, and then he did all this other stuff that you can just look back and he got this popularity. I really hate that DSP is talking about fame and fortune and all this nonsense when he had all this stuff that was kind of boosting him artificially to get there. He didn't have to work that hard to get all this fame and success because he had a base to work on through the vlogging channel. And then he had all this sympathy, like, I lost my job and I want to make this stuff. Click on the ads. Oh, this happened. I can't even fucking believe this. All this stuff was just artificial throughout his career. I really don't enjoy when DSP has these little rants that he feels for the little guy when he wasn't a little guy and he wasn't put through the same happenstance that all these other people went through. It's just kind of nothing from him, and it really is like a dude that is like writing he's just a leech or a parasite, I guess. It's just, that's who he is. He just kind of hops onto someone else's bandwagon and it's like, yeah, I was there. It's like, you didn't do anything though, but he was there. He just happened to be there, like, you know, just to reap the benefits of other people who have had it harder than him, kind of shit.
All-time content creator, go away. And instead it became the face that you see on every fucking thumbnail, now on every fucking thumbnail, even worse, always pushed to the top of the algorithm. The edited content, the clickbait title, you go to the video.
Let's see this, edited content, clickbait title, like, these are just empty statements, empty categories. Again, Zachary is specifically talking about these videos with outlandish premises. I'm gonna spend 50 days in a porta potty, or whatever the fuck. Like, he brings up examples because he's explaining this trend of these outlandish videos that are just like fake, soulless nonsense that are just on the top. DSP's been saying edited videos, clickbait thumbnails, all this stuff just about anything. And it just kind of seems he has a more homogenous viewpoint on bad content than anyone else who uses the platform. I just cannot stand that DSP is watching this video and using it to confirm his own bias, but he is the least fucking a genuine person out there. All of his content is not genuine. It just isn't. It factually just isn't genuine. He doesn't want to offend people, so he relies on poop humor to get away, because guess what? No one get offended by poop. Even though you can be disgusted by it, you can't be offended by it. So he can't be canceled. He won't be able to, he can't be kicked off of YouTube for making poop jokes. But if he made a sexist joke or anything like that, that might get him kicked off. So he can't make that, because it's apparently really hard for DSP to find any other way to be funny than to point at something and laugh at it. You can point at poop and laugh at it, or just the process of pooping and laughing at that, than what he used to do, which was point at a woman doing something and laugh at her poops. I was gonna say poobs. That doesn't make any sense. Boobs or something. Oh, look, she has big boobs. Wow. That kind of shit. That would just be his go-to comedy. He can't make anything funny. He has no creative bone in his body. He doesn't know what to do unless he's stealing other people's comedy. And I have always criticized how this dude just steals other people's jokes the whole time. He admitted that in the debunking video he did, where he said, well, the Nazi joke I did was actually from the Howard Stern show. It's like, that's just another person's joke you use on yourself. Not only was it offensive coming from him, but it's also just has no creativity. And this dude is sitting there complaining about all these other YouTubers that are not creative, but he's creative. The dude who says all this, that everything he has come up with is another person's idea. He has a whole suggestion box designed to steal ideas. And it just blows my mind that DSP is telling you that YouTube is not creative anymore. When has he been creative? Who's he to complain? If anything, if YouTube were to come up with a way to just erase channels from people who were just not creative in general, he'd be one of them. And he would be complaining about that. Why did I get banned? Because you're just not creative. Even DSP reacts. DSP versus the internet is not a creative idea, to the point I thought he stole the idea because he watched a video on a Patreon React video, of all things, about another YouTuber who watched shorts and was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna watch these shorts, and if I laugh, I'll donate money to you guys, whatever the fuck. I don't know, some weird shit like that. And I was like, okay, so this must be where he got the idea for DSP versus the internet, where he watches clips. But it wasn't exactly the same, because he's watching just any video. But there's no, like, backbone to this. There's nothing unique or interesting or a spin to it. It's just, I react to videos that you submit, but you gotta be a member to submit it. And then he just categorizes, if you're a higher level, I'll watch the video, you're guaranteed. If you're lower level, it's a raffle or whatever the fuck. And it's like, okay, but are you gonna do anything else with this? No, nothing interesting about this. Oh, the Q&A, I guess, is the added spin to it, but he does that anyway. You could get a Q&A every day. Like, the more you start to really analyze DSP's content, the more frustrating and low effort he is. And that even makes you even more mad. The fact that this dude can get away with doing low effort stuff. And I've seen people criticize about detractor videos or just whatever, saying, well, this is low effort. You're really just talking about DSP and doing all this stuff, but why should I put more effort into this video when DSP does less and gets actual money out of it? Like, this video, when I upload DSP videos, I don't monetize them. Like, at all. I kind of gave up monetizing videos in general, to be honest. I sometimes monetize my gameplay videos that I stream on Twitch, but even then it's like, whatever, fuck it, I'll just put it on there. And some of them I still have not made public. But DSP puts less effort and gets paid for it. So, should we really care? I mean, there's a degree that I think people should care about the effort they put into their videos if they want to monetize them, but it's like, I'm not monetizing this video, he is, and he's putting less effort. And this is a hate army, and the hate army already put more effort by putting a zoom in on the guy. What he does, this guy little rants. It's actually more interesting. This adds a level to this video that's actually more interesting than the source material, which is really insane when you think about it.
It's completely faked. It's completely staged. It's all nonsense. Everyone is a character, right? No one is a real person anymore. All the top YouTubers are all characters that are...
No, this is complete... This is unfair. This is an unfair criticism. Because he's bringing up, like, being a character as if it's a bad thing, or that they're doing it for insidious reasons. But what if you want to make a YouTube channel and just play a character? I mean, you might as well expand this into the realm of movies, where it's like, I can't believe Brad Pitt is getting paid to be an actor. He's not even, the guy in Inglourious Basterds, that's not even real life. Huh? Like, dude, I mean, they just want to do something and be a character. That's what YouTube is. Like, I watched Mega64 do a skit. I'm not sitting watching this skit being like, wow, Rocco really bought a PS5 to break it? He thought it was gonna play disc? Wow, what an idiot. When it's like, yeah, this is just a fucking skit and it's fake, but it's like, the content of it is kind of funny of it, or whatever. I mean, it plays like Peter and the Wolf, which is a great music, by the way, and it's like, this adds to the comedic appeal of it. Or you watch the Mega64 Metal Gear Solid video, it's like, yeah, Derek isn't really Snake. Should I be upset with that he's not really Snake, or that they really, whatever? Like, this criticism, it's just nonsense, because he's acting as if it's there to, like, be mean-spirited or insidious to trick people. But what if he doesn't want to play a character? You're insinuating a lot, and it's kind of just dumb. Tevin brought this up when he was watching this, saying, well, what about Angry Video Game Nerd? He's playing a character. Same with the Nostalgia Critic. Same with all these other YouTubers that DSP favored back then. So why can't they do it now? Oh, is it because they stream? So if you stream, you must be real? But why should we police why someone makes a video? The more predatory videos are just videos that tell kids, hey guys, go to my Patreon and do this, or like, or just targeting kids. I would argue that a lot of the mobile games on the App Store or Google Play Store or whatever, the mobile games in general are more predatory than just a YouTube video, because that is given to you download the app, and they have easy ways to give them money. This is just, yeah, they watch a video, they might get paid through ad revenue, but ad revenue is the least unethical. Excuse me. It's probably the most ethical way to get paid for this kind of content, because the kid isn't giving the YouTuber their parents' credit card to give them money. They're just watching the video, they're getting paid through the ad revenue. And that, as I said all the time, if we're gonna start to say that content that kids enjoy should not be monetized content, then should people who do PBS or Sesame Street or any show that's aimed for kids, they shouldn't be paid at all? So people who do TMNT, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, all this stuff that kids enjoy, they should not get paid for their work? Why? Because kids watch it? I mean, it's just, when he says this kind of stuff, it really just makes you really want to step back and think about what he's really saying. Like, I know what he's trying to say, but it's not really a winning argument, because I do agree that with the mobile games, that it is a little bit insidious and predatory. They get kids to download their game and just kind of dump money easily, because there's all these easy ways to just spend money when you have like quick pay through the device that you're already playing the game on. But on YouTube, you're watching a video and you're already adding steps to give the person money, so no kid is gonna want to just click on the super chat icon and then just put in the credit card information to do all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's that simple to just do that in a few clicks. You know, when you watch a video, it's just one click, you're watching a video and there you go. You're done with the day for the day. And that's why these videos are designed that way, to get you to click. That's not necessarily innately bad on its own. It's just more harmful to the platform, but that's a debate for the algorithm, which people have already had to death, which is why this is kind of a pointless video to really analyze in this kind of way, because you already know the answer to why is YouTube like this. It's just not this deep of a problem.
Portrayed for a camera, that's not representative of the real person.
And the other thing is, what if someone wants to play a character so that people don't attack the real person for their views? You know, he tells us every day he doesn't want to be a political guy, blah, 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 blah. So if he's such a real person, right, does that mean he's not political with his wife? When the camera is off and he's sitting with his wife, do they not talk about the government? But he talks about how the police need to throw petty criminals in jail all the time. Or about, you know, whatever the fuck. All that kind of stuff. That's not being political? Are you playing a character then? But a lot of people play these characters just to entertain, or maybe they just don't want people to like do fucked up stuff to them. Maybe, I mean, there's all these factors. But why can't they be a character? Do they need to be established as a good person to be allowed? But who's gonna be the one to judge that? Like, who are you to judge what channel can or can't exist? You can say, I don't like Mr. Beast's videos because they seem fake and artificial, and I don't like Mr. Beast as a person because he complained to how no one is giving him credit for donating when he should just be donating for just to be a nice guy. If he's such a nice guy, then why should he care about how I think about how he donates, that kind of stuff? Like, you can have all these very nuanced thoughts, and that's fine, but I don't like the attitude that DC wants to police that, to add policing on top of that.
If you think it is the real person, you're fooling yourself, right? Take a look at the top people doing this. They're all fakes.
But how does he know that a kid thinks that these people are real in real life? Like, how does he think that someone's watching Dr. Disrespect and thinks that's him in real life? I mean, and when people complain who don't like Dr. Disrespect because they don't like the person, they talk about his real life and how he acts. Like, because I know there's some people that don't like, you know, a few stuff. I don't really pay a lot of attention to Dr. Disrespect. I just know that a lot of people don't like a lot of things about him, whatever, about real world things. So when that was brought up, what should we do, Phil? Tell us what should we do? Should we just punish the cartoon character? Should we separate them differently? But what if he wants to separate his YouTube career from his personal life? So what is it, Phil? Because he tells us he wants to separate the stuff he does on YouTube and the stuff he does in his personal life. So Dr. Disrespect plays a character on YouTube, but then some people might not like his personal life, so they apply it to his cartoon stuff. But that's not who he is on. Like, what should we do, Phil? He separated two personas, like you have. But we should hold him accountable for being real. Like, what is the argument here? Like, this debate about them portraying a character it's a nothing argument. That's not even what Zachary's talking about. Again, Zachary's bringing up specific videos that seem to be on top of the algorithm that have outlandish premises that seem really fake to be true. Not, oh, you see that this Dr. Disrespect guy, he's wearing a wig and he's playing Call of Duty. Okay, let's talk about this guy. Like, that's not what he's talking about, because you can understand why people watch him. Or same with Ninja and all that stuff, but that's not the point of what Zachary's talking about. But DSP's trying to conflate all this stuff together, which just, it's an aimless attempt at a bigger discussion that is irrelevant. Like, Zachary's talking about oranges and DSP's coming in with fucking tomatoes. Like, look at these tomatoes. Let's talk about that. Like, no, we're talking about the fucking oranges, Phil. But he's always the guy that tells about we should compare similar things. Zachary is talking about something completely different than fucking Dr. Disrespect. Completely different. They're not even the same kind of content at all.
That's sad. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be YouTube. You broadcast yourself. It's your own way to have your own.
And you know what's sad? What's sad about all of this is that the one who gets fooled the most is DSP. He watched a car sarcasm video and he didn't get the sarcasm. And this dude is acting as if he can tell the difference between something that's real or fake. I don't think he can. Every time that someone tries to fool him, he falls for it all the time. And he has no way to check on his own. This dude gets told all this fake information and he's like, oh, well, this guy said this guy said that, and he just sits there like, I don't know what to believe, guys, as his iPhone is right next to him that's connected to the internet. He can't be bothered to Google simple things to just find out what's true on his own. And he complains when things are not 100% authentic to him, because he can't be bothered to do any ounce of research on his own. But he's complaining that no other YouTuber on the platform cares about how they are represented to someone else, that they may fool someone. And the thing is, it does suck that people fall for scams all the time, and I've talked about this in every DSP video, it seems, but there's always been a sucker. Everyone falls for scams. Everyone has. No matter how big or small. Some people fall for small scams, and that, sucks. It is what it is. But some people get scammed hardcore. And it may not be because, maybe because they're too old and they can't, and they're going senile, so there's easy victims to get scammed, or it's just a very convincing scam. There's all this stuff that goes around. There was a video that Ordinary Gamer put out years ago or so, where he was exposing an OBS issue, an OBS scam that was going around, where if you type in OBS on Google, and I think they must have changed this since then, but the sponsored link was a false OBS link that would install malware into your computer, because people would think this is actually OBS, but it's not. It was another website that was trying to mimic them. You had to really look at the URL to notice that. And you had to scroll down to find the actual OBS website. And he did that video, and I was kind of thinking, like, how did I download OBS that time? And I was like freaking out. But I was like, well, no, I had to have gone to the Twitter account because I use Mac, so I had to make sure that OBS announced that oh, we did a Mac update or whatever the fuck. So I was like thinking, okay, maybe I'm safe. But it was something that sat in my mind for like a while, and now I only go to the Twitter account to go to OBS now. I don't even go to Google because of that. Because of that one little video, I was thinking about that. Because you had to look at the URL. It's something that small. And think about this as well. Back when Super Puppy, or whatever the fuck, having these Twitter accounts, and he had a URL that people would click on. He would actually like log IPs. DSP clicked on the URL on his phone, giving that guy his IP address. And then after that, he got DDoS after that, and all this other stuff because he clicked that link. You know, but DSP is always telling you that everyone else falls for these scams and all this stuff. But DSP is the #1 sucker. He falls for everything, and it's just very, very poetic when it happens. And I love when it happens. If there's one dude I love seeing getting scammed, it's DSP. I would feel bad for anyone under the sun except for DSP who gets scammed. Like, if you told me that Wings got scammed, I'd feel bad for him. LTG, I'd feel bad for him. Boogie, I'd feel bad for him. Anyone else, I'd feel bad for. DSP, I would be applauding. I would be clapping. I'd be the OG clapping give and the black and white guy, the guy doing this. That would be me, because this dude is such a piece of shit.
Television channel. Now it's the place where people with the most money go to invest more money into making a cycle of endless content that people digest that makes more money. That's it. That's all it is. So let's see what he has to say about it.
Our concept of reality since its inception. This is nothing new. Take, for example, Instagram and edited photos. I still remember when Instagram hit the mainstream and everyone started adding filters to their photos. There has always been a level of fakeness to social media since the beginning, but at what point is it too much?
But what if Instagram made people do these little like filters to be artistic though? I also kind of don't like the idea of like, well, you see people faked images since Instagram. People are like doctoring images before Instagram. You have like magazines that literally just like go around and photoshopping like any flaws in a woman. I mean, if you go to any article or any like video where someone's talking about like misogyny and women's representation, whatever, they always talk about how magazines establish false expectations on girls, and they might do all and that leads to a whole other can of worms, that kind of stuff. That's always been a discussion in magazines because it's just easily marketable. So I think it's a little insane to think that Instagram created this idea of false pictures or whatever when it's always been around, and adding filters is kind of like, well, you're adding a filter, so you already know it's not real just off the bat, and it may look nice artistically or it's artistically. I was trying to find a way to say photography or whatever, but
Many celebrities, including the Kardashians, for example, have been criticized in the past for highly editing their photos in magazines or on social media, but many creators on
okay, I'm just gonna let's bring this
too much. Many celebrities, including the Kardashians, for example, have been
like this. Oh, no, not this actually. This is actually like a fair point, but I think that it looks like it's shot on TV, so like whatever. But okay.
Criticized in the past for highly editing their.
This is I'll say it's a little unfair, a little bit, because obviously I agree that the obvious doctored image is doctored. I mean, but look, because just look at it. Look at it. It's probably advertising their perfume or shampoo or whatever, or makeup. So of course they're gonna make it look like that. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like you're just complaining about McDonald's having like a perfect photo of the Big Mac versus the real thing. But then the photos that they show, it's clearly that she wasn't expected to be photographed. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're just taking a creepy photo of her. So like, what do you expect? I could take unflattering photos of people and be like, look, they don't look good in this photo versus their photo that they showed you. And it's like, well, yeah, you're not expecting to be photographed. Like, was she really expecting to be photographed there? I mean, think about it.
Photos in magazines or on social media, but many creators on YouTube.
But again, it's like, it's an unfair comparison because again, magazines, social media, all this stuff. Yeah, of course they're gonna want to market it, and you already know it's fake just off the bat. Your brain already knows that.
do this too. In fact, the most popular creator on the platform has mastered this.
Yep.
Mr. Beast, the grand master of grabbing your attention,
Ultimate
has a
fake.
knack for crafting thumbnails that make your eyeballs pop out of your head. His expression has become so iconic, it's been replicated across the platform. Mr. Beast has a whole team designed to edit his pictures to make the most enticing thumbnail possible. Editing faces, editing backgrounds, sometimes completely warping reality. And I'm not
Well, no shit. He's making videos that are designed to make you click on them. Like, this is like really nothing new. He even like brings up magazines and all this stuff. Like, yeah, that's what this is. Like, it's just a video YouTube version of that. Okay, like but see, that's what I understand what Zach is trying to say. This video is just to talk about that idea, and that's fine. And there's always gonna be people to discuss this because on a surface level, it's interesting to go about like how some videos do better than others and why this video does better than others. But when you have people like DSP, he'll just use this to promote his nonsensical beliefs about all content creators, and it's not the same to what Zachary is specifically talking about.
criticizing Mr. Beast. I get it. We've all done it. I've done it. I'm just here to point out the irony. We were so
Yeah, I've never done it. I never did that.
But it's not. But again, it's also not in like a mystery why people want to put their face on a fucking thumbnail because you want to see like, oh, this video he's gonna be very upset about something. But it's like, okay.
A few people make thumbnails for me, but it's usually the real me in a thumbnail, or art. Yeah, I
Now, if you look at his fucking thumbnails, there's a thumbnail where like his head's coming out from his little nook or whatever the fuck, or the closet clean out. So, does he live in a closet? Is that the real Phil? Does he wear a cowboy hat all the time? Is that the real Phil? I thought wearing the cowboy hat was goofy, but that's okay though because it's DSP though, so don't think about it.
art that I run on my pre-stream. It's obviously a joke. I don't have to fake who I am.
What about the DSP versus the internet thumbnails, where it's you in the cowboy hat smiling? Is that the real you? But so you wear the cowboy hat outside. Okay.
To be successful, I can just be me. A lot of people.
So he also wears gunner glasses in real life? But no, he's being silly. It's okay to be silly, but not a cartoon character.
Well, sadly, have to create fake.
Hold on, let's rewind this a little bit.
Joke. I don't have to fake who I am.
To be successful, I can just be me. A lot of people, sadly, have to.
But he also said many times that he was playing a character. There was a Mr. Huff Stuff video where he even said that he was playing a character when he was playing the original Metal Gear Solid 3 and 2 playthroughs. That he was playing a character. But now he's real. See, and this is a trend that DSP does all the time. I bring it up all the time because it's just, it is just another instance of him being fake. Where today he'll say that he doesn't get sponsored because he doesn't like them. Fuck sponsors. Tomorrow, the trolls ruin all my sponsors. I can't get sponsorships because of the trolls. And this is another one of those. I was a character back then. I wasn't a character back then. I was real. So you don't even know what he believes because this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. He just says stuff that makes him sound good. He is a walking marketing machine. And he's acting as if he's better than everyone else. Oh, all these other people, they do this to market themselves. DSP spends his entire pre-stream, every podcast, marketing himself to you. Oh, I'm like you. I'm the average guy. I'm just a little guy. But then when people were asking, well, will you do an interview with this guy? He's too small of a channel. I don't want to interview with that. I want to get people that are like equal to me, if not greater. It's like, oh, okay, so you're a big guy then. No, I'm just like you, but I'm not that small. I mean, let's be real, guys. Like, this dude is just trying to say stuff that makes him sound good. Like, I can sit here and just fucking suck my own dick all day, but no one is gonna be like, wow, you're so cool. I agree.
Fake personas, fake existence, right?
And then it said that people make fake personas and fake existences and all this stuff. But what if they want to have a heightened persona so that they're a little bit more entertaining to watch? They don't want to watch a video of the guy saying, "Hi guys, welcome to a review of No More Heroes 3. It's a fun game. I really liked it. It was really good. I liked the gameplay." Like, people would just go to sleep. So some people may want to put a little more energy behind what they're saying and just kind of exaggerate a little bit to get people to like listen and hang in there. And this is also coming from the guy that is whoa and on day one playthroughs, and he's telling him that he's the real guy. So you're telling me that when he's watching Cat play a game, he's like, whoa, Cat, whoa. No, I don't think he does. And I don't think he sits there and snorts in her ear or burps into her face or anything like that. I don't think he even does that. But he does it to us, though, all the days. All the days.
I mean, hell. I mean, again, now I'm not slighting the guy, but take a look at Dr. Disrespect. That's literally not the man. That's a cartoon character he created, and that's when he got popular. He was literally not popular at all till he...
What did he do before he was Dr. Disrespect? Does DSP know what he did? I don't know what he did because I don't really give a fuck about the guy. What does he do? It's so wild to me. This dude says he doesn't care about all these other people, but he knows what they did before they got big. He knows everyone. He knew Ninja before he got big. He knew PewDiePie before he got big. He knew Dr. Disrespect. I mean, soon, God, he's gonna tell us. He knew. I mean, he also even told us he talked to Trump before, or a representative of Trump when he was working at the helicopter company. Soon he'll tell us he met all the presidents. He met Nixon, guys. He met Nixon. He hung out with him. That's gonna be the next thing. One day he's gonna say, yeah, you know, it's like this dad was, hey, oh, Nixon. Nixon seemed very, like very concerned suddenly. I don't know what was going on with the guy, man. I was, like, sitting there, and he was just, like, telling me that he might be wired. I was like, what? And then I was like, I'm gonna go home now. And he told me to wait or something. I don't know, man. It was really weird. Like, what's he gonna do? Like, he tells us he knows all these people. How? What did why doesn't he tell us what Dr. Disrespect did before he was who he is? Like, what kind of content did he do then, Phil? What did he do?
Became a cartoon character, and now he's incredibly popular. Sometimes being fake is the only way you can get yourself over.
Quick to
And he frames it negatively. You see how he frames it as if it was a desperate act from Dr. Disrespect to become a cartoon character to be successful? Like, fuck you, dude. Like, like, when people act like this, no one wants to, like, listen to them. Just sit there and be like, wow, man, like, he wasn't popular, then he had to be a cartoon character, man. Like, what if you wanted to do that? And you're telling me that it's sad that he did it, but what if that's what he wanted to do? Like, look how much he is insinuating of that guy. But you look back at what DSP did, and to become successful as he is today, he had to go back on so many of his principles. He went back on not going back to Twitch. He went back on how he would never have pop-ups. He went back on going back to YouTube. And he went back on doing react content, drama content, all this stuff. He's even working with June the King on his own documentary or just hyping it up. And he's open to talk to June the King about it. About drama. But I thought you don't want to do drama, Phil. But he went back on it because June the King is a special guy for him. But all these other people have had to change over the years. Oh, they changed because they were failures. But when DSP changes, he did it because he listened to you, the people. But why is that any different? And this isn't being a cartoon character because look what he has to do now when he gets monetary goals. He puts on clothing. And he makes such a big deal to like, oh, I did this, be the antithesis of girl streamers. But you're just taking the same principle that they've done and just did it in reverse. It's no different than that. And because it's still like removing a layer of dignity because you're doing something for money. You're doing an action for money. Because if that's positive, like, oh, I'm putting clothes on for money, that's different, that's fine. Then why is it not positive when Dr. Disrespect became a cartoon character for money or for success? Why is that negative? Isn't that better than him taking his clothes off for money? Isn't that better than what those evil e-girls do? But But no, that's evil because he becomes a cartoon character. But when he goes back on his own fucking morals, we just give him a pat on the back. But, and yet again, this is still irrelevant to what Zachary's even talking about.
Criticize people for editing their acne out of photos 15 years ago, but now it's pretty much the norm. And it's not just with the thumbnails that seem over the top, it's with the videos themselves too.
Yeah, they're all
I
fake.
paid an assassin to try and kill me. I spend 50 hours buried alive. What's next? I ate only gas station food for 30 days?
Duh. But like, that gas station example is incredibly stupid. Does anyone remember the hit movie that everyone loved? Super Size Me? Great movie. It was a fantastic movie about McDonald's, about how eating fast food for 30 days for 3 square meals is bad for you. I would have never guessed until I saw that movie. I'm glad we got rid of the super sized size option, by the way. Even though in reality it was a kind of a stupid size option, because why would anyone want to eat that many fries? I mean, come on, think about it. But man, wow, 30 days eating McDonald's food. Whoa! But that's a movie, so that's cool. Does anyone?
Crazy.
By the way, you know what's funny? A little side tangent. I did see Super Size Me 2. That is a significantly worse movie. I will say that the first movie at least had a premise. It was a dumb premise, and I whatever. But yeah, at least that movie served a purpose on a first watching. You watch it the first time, you're like, okay, that's interesting. But then you think about it, you could think one way or the other about Super Size Me. Sure, whatever. The second movie was really stupid. The only thing that I kind of gleaned from it was how you could kind of exploit the FDA or the food processing system, whatever the fuck, to just give them bare minimum health food safety, which is like a fine argument. But I also kind of felt a little... I just thought it was a little dumb that he pursued to do it, got paid to do that, and sold that food anyway to prove a point when he could just show it and then just not sell the food. But I think he ended up selling the food and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of wild. But that I feel there's a reason why that movie is not that successful and why no one talks about it. It's kind of funny that no one talks about Morgan Spurlock at all. He had a very tiny window of fame. It's actually, the more I think about it, the more fascinating it is. He had a tiny window after Super Size Me. He announced an NBC show, and no one cared. Literally no one cared about it. People talked about it, and then it came out, and no one cared. And then he made Super Size Me 2 as a last-ditch effort to get attention. That movie flopped, and where is he now? I kind of would love to see a documentary on what's going on with him, because I don't know if I should be concerned that Morgan Spurlock is somewhere in the wild doing something. What could he be doing? Dun dun dun. He's doing something. And the fact that no one's talking about him, I mean, that's a scary thought. Think about it.
All of these topics are interesting, no doubt. But then
No, they're not. Not at all.
We'll get a statement. By the way, I will argue as well. What's the point of saying these are interesting? No doubt. Okay, so then it validates the existence of these videos that you're arguing is fake and all this kind of stuff. I mean, what?
These are not entertaining at all. They're not interesting. They're not entertaining. They're trash.
I mean, maybe subjectively you could say they're interesting, and that's fine. I think he should have just said, in my opinion, that you could look at these videos and you could find them to be interesting, and then go about his point. I kind of scratch my head when he's telling us that this is interesting while he's explaining that these are fake videos. I don't know.
They're literal trash. It's trash, lowbrow content for someone who literally does not want to use their brain today. All I want to do...
Now, this is rich coming from DSP. Really, really, really rich. Really rich. It's frustratingly rich. Because how many times has he played a game and he got mad he had to think? I just want to sit down and play a video game, but no, I have to do all this learning. I have to learn a pattern. All this stuff. Well, that's his job, to play a video game. This dude is unbearable. To just listen to him, because it makes no sense when he complains about other people wanting to put on a YouTube video and not use their brain. Like, but what if they just want to relax? This dude says he wants to relax and play a video game and not have to think. Meanwhile, it's his job to play video games. Like, he acts as if he just got off of work to do a stream of playing a video game. But he doesn't have an excuse. This is his job. And he's like, he complained about how Inside made you think. He doesn't give you an ending. You have to sit there and think about it. I don't want to think when I play a video game. And all this stuff. He complains so much that it lives rent free in my head how this guy despises any form of artistic video game like Journey. It's an artistic game, but it's a video game. And it's like, dude, it's like, it's the same with Last of Us 2. You can not like it. I'm not going to sit there and say you have to sing its praises or anything like that, but not every form. If you see video games as art, and games can not always need to be art and all that kind of stuff, I think that it can coexist. That you can have a space for artistic video games and non-artistic video games. And Last of Us, it's a game that doesn't need to be artistic and all this kind of stuff, but if it's made to evoke an emotion, it doesn't mean that it has to make it doesn't have to be a happy emotion and all this other stuff, but you don't have to like it. I mean, there's a lot of issues with that game. I'm not going to sit there and say it's a fantastic game, but the notion that everything has to be happy because it's this medium, it's like, it's a very narrow scope. You know, I like earlier this morning I saw someone saying like, well, movies are made to make you feel happy, to dunk on the Marvels, which is like an easy movie to shit on. It's a bad movie. Wow, shocker. And I'm just thinking like, I hope that the person who's saying this didn't like Oppenheimer then, because I can't imagine anyone leaving that movie saying, oh, that movie made me feel really happy. Like, you know, like, it's Oppenheimer. Like, what do you think the movie is gonna be about? So I don't quite agree with that, but whatever, you know what I mean? But DSB sitting there saying, oh man, these people watch this stuff and they want to turn off their brains. Okay, and so what? So should YouTube really be held accountable to make content for people who don't want to use their brains, but so have to sneak in little messages? Like, are we making content literally for children? Should we just assume everyone on YouTube is a child? Like, it's just a weird complaint, because it's like, that's what YouTube was even at the beginning, was that people just want to put a video on. There were a lot of dumb videos back then too. Like, a lot of the viral videos that DSP longs for were videos that are just stupid videos. Like, there's like just a lot of stupid videos out there. Like, come on.
Is sit here and watch garbage. It's the same as watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's the same as watching TMZ all day. It's zero intelligent thought required. It's just mind-numbing nonsense.
DSP is the king of mind-numbing nonsense. He hates video games because they make you think. He only wants video games that like handle him like a little baby. Oh, this game's too archaic because I thought you were to go, where's the checkpoints? Checkpoints! I don't want to learn a fucking pattern! But man, stop making videos for dum-dums, dude.
And this is what YouTube has become over the past 15 years.
And his content is any better. You know what? Let's ask that question. What intelligent, meaningful content do you get from Phil? Nothing. You know, you go to a stream and he'll complain about the chat not responding. If they talk about soccer, he gets confused and gets scared. He gets scared. Oh, excuse me, I mean, European football, okay? You know, that kind of dumb shit. Like, this dude has nothing intelligent to say. And these are just empty, buzzwords to describe other YouTubers that he doesn't even fucking watch. Yeah, and he watches other gameplay streamers too, other gameplay YouTubers as well. But are they real YouTubers? Are they real gamers, Phil? I mean, he complains about how one died to a bear for, like, you know, the beginning of the game, and he complains about how other people play other games all the time. Every time he talks about another YouTuber that he and Kat watch, has always been negative, and that they're boring. So should they be a cartoon character? Like, yeah, I think he was a Starfield playthrough guy they were watching. He was like, oh, they're so boring, man. They just build a fucking spaceship the whole time. So, should he have been a cartoon character for you, Phil? What do you want? What is the ideal content? To be meaningful and intelligent. What does that mean? Like, he can't say that all these YouTubers have to be a certain kind of YouTuber that makes certain kind of content, but he won't tell what kind of content or all this kind of stuff. And then when he explains a content creator that he likes, it's more buzzwords. He's charismatic. He talks. He says words. Like, it is well. You go to this Got the Walls video. He's like, why is this popular? Like he's very charismatic and he brings up good points, but like, why is he calling me? Look, I ain't calling this number. I don't know this number, and I want to get to the point. We're not gonna. And I doubt it's gonna be anything fun. Okay, it's not gonna be a fucking guy telling me that, oh, download this Windows driver because we detect malwares on your Windows computer when I'm using a Mac. Whoa, it won't be that. It will be probably something stupid like, oh, your stocks. You need to give me your information to figure out what's going on with your stocks. Oh my god, invest now!
People try to duplicate these videos, and that's the
Oh my god, what was I talking about?
I heard it's just mind-numbing.
Oh yeah, it was like smart videos. They bring this Scott the Waz, like, oh, why is he popular? Oh, he's charismatic. Like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, because he can't even make smart content. He just says it's meaningful. And then when people ask him, what's so meaningful? You're just a troll that that doesn't know what meaningful is. Oh, the side scrolls ask me that because they don't know what it is. But what is it? I've watched this content and I can't figure it out. Oh, because I'm toxic. That must be it. I must be toxic inside. I'm broken inside, guys. I'm a broken boy. Clearly, right?
Nonsense. And this is what YouTube has become over the past 15 years.
people try to duplicate these videos, and that's the problem. There is too
Yeah, they try to duplicate because when you see something successful, you want to get that success for yourself. So of course you're gonna fucking duplicate it, and it's. I get the argument he's saying, but it's also kind of funny because you can say the same thing about video essayists. I mean, there were people trying to steal video game donkey style. Angry Video Game Nerd. I mean, you could kind of. I've seen people try to steal Nikki Jakey's video style as well. I've seen one dude have a very similar thumbnail. I'm like, yeah, this dude is just trying to steal that guy's style. Where he's just in a background. He's on like a fucking therapy ball or whatever it's called. And it's like, yeah, man, that's just like that guy. And it's just. But that's what people do. They see something successful, they want to get it for themselves, so they just try to steal the idea from it. That's clear. That's what's going on. It's been going on for ages. That's why you see a lot of movies try to steal other movie ideas or try to utilize similar stuff. It's one thing to be inspired by something you've seen versus just stealing the thing directly. And it's more prevalent on YouTube, but it is prevalent in all forms of media because people just want that same level of success.
much of all of this.
Wow.
The Mr. Beastification of YouTube, as others have called it, has consumed this platform and the entire internet. YouTube, TikTok, and anywhere you consume video. Now videos are designed to capture your attention in a few seconds. TikTok and YouTube Shorts, less than a second. It's insane. And while many of these videos are high quality, there
Why
are...
is he in a Subway? That's a Subway. I recognize it. He's in a Subway sandwich location.
Wow,
before they
he paused
renovated
for
it. That's
that.
what it used to look like.
Yeah, it's
That's
about
pretty
Subway.
funny.
He had
some
to.
that are not. If we were talking about video content feeling soulless, we have to talk about AI.
Hi, I'm an attractive AI designed to grab
This
your
is an
attention.
Oh my God.
AI videos have to be the most
Oh.
surreal, inauthentic stuff ever.
This sack guy sucks. I am real and authentic.
We've all seen the videos where there's an AI narrating over a movie, or there's these really lazy explainer videos with a Sharpie and whiteboard design. I know there's people speculating that AI will replace creators, and to me that's just not true. Maybe if you're in
How
a
do you know?
low effort niche, but as a viewer, I'm not replacing my favorite creators with AI. Yes, AI will
But what about artists? Okay.
better. Yes, AI will be used to help creators like create cool images.
I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because I like to think about art and I make art, all that kind of stuff. But I kind of a little mad that he was like, oh yeah, people use AI. Like, just pay an artist, any artist. Just go find one, give them some money. They'll whip something up that's really cool and fun. Just do that, or just pop open a book. But you could just give money to an artist and they'll make something you want. Crazy.
VTuber setups
Wow.
and even help with scripts. But time and time again, psychology has found humans like humans. We want to
But this is-
interact.
And then the other thing is like, the other issue I don't like about this AI tangent that this guy goes down is that it has nothing to do with what the viewer or the consumer like they like people, so they're gonna want to support that or whatever the fuck. The corporations that own all these companies and studios, they have an innate desire to just cut out the middleman because you don't want to pay anyone. Fuck paying people to make your movies and all that. This is too much money to dump away. AI could just cut that in half, if at all. Just do that, and that's what they want to do. And then that's why you had these strikes recently about people just wanting to have a little bit more job security and not being replaced by AI, which I agree with because AI fucking sucks. But that's just my opinion on that. But that's the dark truth of all this is that no matter how many people can, like, the entire planet can sit there and say we love people, we love to support people, fuck AI, and these corporations will just at the end of the day be like, well, it's cheaper to just do AI, so that's what we'll do. And that's why like these negotiations with these strikes, they had to concede a little bit to give these studios some wiggle room to use AI, but some assurance that they won't be replaced by AI as well. So it's this weird thing, and it's like, yeah, I mean, AI could be forcefully used to get rid of the person aspect of it, and it needs more passive people like this guy saying, yeah, man, like, AI could be useful, but like, like, it's fine. It's people like people. No one's gonna let it happen. It's fine. All right. And then like, that's kind of the passive attitude that people just kind of exploit to just do that. But it has a little bit more of a pessimistic outlook on it. I don't know what the future is gonna hold for the relationship between people and AI itself. So for all I know, I could be eating my own fucking foot right now.
With each other. But now with the rise of AI and the rise of over-sensationalism, videos are often no longer about creativity and more about getting you hooked. I mean, seriously, everything is fully optimized.
But that's every video though. Even YouTube back then, people wanted to get you hooked anyway. Like, this was a thing for years, even the beginning of YouTube, because also look at like Newgrounds, You're the Man Now Dog, like these old sites. Newgrounds is still around, by the way, shouts out, and all of this other stuff. Everyone that uploaded stuff, they try to get you to click on their fucking content because they want you to look at them. Look at this video I made. Look at this piece of art I made. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to that.
All the time. From the concept to the editing, it often feels so inorganic. I mean, even what I do here, these videos are clearly highly edited. Believe it or not, I do not live in a white box. But I try to make things as authentic as possible. I try to open up about my own experiences.
There's a difference between editing something for effect. Like, for example, by doing...
Oh, now we can, like, differentiate between edits with effect.
Just the way he's doing it. He can show you all the examples of what he's referencing behind him, and it's pertinent and it adds to the content of the video in a concise way. It allows him to make this video in 10 minutes. If he was sitting here like I do and he had to show all these examples manually, this video would be 30 minutes long. Because he's editing it to have a green screen background, he can do a 10-minute video that expresses the same exact notions and ideas in a concise way. That's different.
But it's also just a script. The thing is that the visual stuff that he's showing just illustrates what he's talking about, but the main thing, but it doesn't, like, explain itself. That's why he's talking with it. Like, he could do the video without these images, and it will still be the same. It's just the videos help support what he's saying because he's showing you the examples to look at and be like, oh yeah, but whatever.
Than making a completely fabricated fake video with high editing. You see what it's a very different thing between the two.
And my life, even if it hurts.
But what about if I make a gameplay video, then I edit it down to be like 5 minutes long instead, but it's like gameplay. But you see that's wrong because you're not showing the full game, you're not showing the full fails, you're doing this and that. But what if they just want to have a concise video that's not an hour long of trial and error? Good question.
My retention. Same thing with my thumbnails. They're pretty straightforward. But
Okay, those thumbnails do suck. That I will admit. Those are not, like, this is text. You know.
Okay, you know what? I want DSP to tell us what is the perfect thumbnail? Because on one hand, he shits on people who have their face on the thumbnails, which this dude has like right on the bottom, and then he has just text. But the text explains what the video is about. So shouldn't he favor that? Huh?
Those thumbnails kind of suck. That I will admit.
DSP doesn't make his own thumbnails. He doesn't have thumbnails for all his content. Just go to the fucking Street Fighter playthroughs. The only ones that have a thumbnail is the World Tour mode.
Often conflicted. I want to stay true to myself, but I want more people to see my content, so there is that balance. But as I mentioned earlier, all of this actually might be changing, and now I'm caring less and less about over-sensationalism and more about just being myself. I first noticed this when my Why YouTube Feels Different video went viral.
Wow.
I had tons of people duplicate my thumbnail, and many people failed to capture the same.
That's funny, they copied his thumbnail? They copied that fucking thumbnail?
I'm gonna just argue a little bit and say, I don't necessarily know if the thumbnail was copied or just the title, and then you just kind of put the two and two together through that, because text on screen isn't really that like unique.
What?
What?
Okay, they copied that thumbnail. Great.
Effect. That video didn't go viral because of the black text and red circle. The video went viral because I found a way to directly communicate with potential viewers.
How does he know this though? How does he know it went viral for how we communicate the video and not for any other artificial reason? Like, I have seen so many people talk about how their video got viral and they're just like, I don't know. Like, it just hit the viral at the right time, I guess, or maybe it was just because of the length or whatever. And they might see some patterns that are there in the video and all this other stuff, but I never see anyone say, oh, it's because I talked funny, or I said this and that got viral. Like, I don't know. He's the only one that said that he knows why it went viral. Like, he knows.
People got the video recommended to them and wondered, why is this video here? And how did he know? Well, I was banking on the fact that with my findings about YouTube recommending smaller creators, that I could fill the gap. I bet, and I won. And by creating an authentic relationship with a simple, straight-to-the-point concept, it worked.
Huh.
People clicked on the video, and the rest is history. Nothing was over-sensationalized because...
Oh, because of the title. So, okay, that's what he meant. Never mind. I was kind of being out there. I thought he was talking about the video content itself, not the title. Okay. Shut up.
It didn't need to be. On October 11th, Jay Alto, another content creator, tweeted something that really stuck out to me, where he labeled the eras of YouTube. And some fella commented under the post saying that
Okay, let's look at this.
Need to be. On October 11th, Jay Alto, another content creator, tweeted something that really stuck out to me, where he labeled
The evolution of YouTube: experimental era, me at the zoo. Charlie bit my finger into. Okay, viral era, skit era. I mean, but wouldn't this kind of fall into the viral era? Like, because all the stuff I've seen criticized about this is the same thing I've seen in the viral era, even the skit era. It kind of seems like an amalgamation of what's going on, like.
the eras of YouTube. And some fella commented under the post saying that the next era might be the authenticity era. And since I read that tweet, I have not stopped thinking about it. I started paying attention to the content that I currently watch. And one day I went through my subscriptions and
But wouldn't that be personality as well? See how like weird this this is. I don't know. Like there's just something about this part.
What I discovered shocked me. My favorite creators right now are the ones that are unapologetically themselves. The videos I don't watch that get recommended to me are typically the over-sensationalized ones. And again, I'm not dissing Mr. Beast or any content creator that over-sensationalizes their content.
Why not?
Now I love that DC brings this, says why not? The guy says I don't want to like shit on these guys or Mr. Beast or whatever. I don't want to shit on them. And he's like, why not? DSP does not understand or grasp the concept that Zachary just wants the point to just stand on its own legs. So he doesn't want to, have that point be made and shit on Mr. Beast, and then people will just say, I can't believe you shot Mr. Beast, oh my god, because then it will just be a reductive argument that will just cause drama that he probably doesn't want. So instead of that, he just says this so that way the point can stand on its own, and you can listen to what he says and not be swayed by, oh, this guy just hates Mr. Beast. He doesn't want to be labeled a Mr. Beast hater at the expense of people missing the point he's trying to make. And DSP's reaction to that is, why not? DSP has made a career saying how he doesn't want to start drama. Oh, he hates drama, YouTube. You say something about someone, then they make a video about it. There's a toilet, man, and all this stuff. But he can't grasp the notion that in order for people to not make a toilet, is that they just talk about the point that they're trying to make, and they just say, look, I don't want to shit on this guy, but like, look at this, whatever. Because he wants the point to stand out and you to listen to the point he's making, because he doesn't want people to just to write it off as, oh, he's just a hater. That's the point. But these will say, oh no, you shouldn't shit on these people because this kind of sucks, so you shit on him. So again, DSP wants everyone to extend the same courtesy that he wants to, he wants everyone to give him a courtesy, but he doesn't want to give anyone else that same courtesy of giving him a chance and not shit talking him or whatever. Oh, you don't like my content? That's fine. Just move on. But if you don't like Mr. Beast content and you want to like make a video about it, you should shit on him. Okay? Do it. And it's like, but I thought you don't want to do any drama. Why? Why should he do that then?
Do it.
Just be honest. It sucks. It's inauthentic. It's trash content for dumb people. It ruins the site. It ruins society at large. It should not be.
But look at this. Already off the bat, who would you listen to? If I played Zachary's video and you listen to that, would you rather listen to him talk about it, or would you rather listen to a dude that's like, you're ruining society if you watch Mr. Beast, and you're ruining humanity as a whole, and you are the reason why we cannot evolve anymore? Like, who would you rather listen to? A dude that's talking down to you and is shitting on you the whole time? Or a dude that's explaining a phenomenon that he discovered on YouTube and he wants to, like, kind of tackle it? You probably want to listen to the other guy, because no one wants to sit there and necessarily listen to a dude shitting on someone, presumably someone that may like his content. Because the other angle to this is that maybe this is how Zachary plans on making people be more aware, is by listening to the point. If Zachary, again, if he just shits on Mr. Beast fans will just write him up as a hater. But since he's not shitting on him, because that's not his intention, and he just wants you to be more aware of it, Mr. Beast fans may actually start to, like, yeah, that does make sense. Like, Disney he argues like a child. If you want someone to, like, understand where you're coming from, or just to hear you out, you probably don't want to start off by shitting on people. Like, this is like why a lot of people just don't like listening to a lot of people on Twitter, or why a lot of Twitter arguments just become just a cesspool of like insults, because no one wants to really listen to the other side. So obviously the best way to get someone to really start to think about what you're talking about is just to talk about the idea itself, not, oh, this guy's a doo-doo head, okay, so like that's why the idea sucks. Like that doesn't really make a convincing point. To say that dude's videos are garbage is not gonna make as a Mr. Beast fan agree with you. But if you want a Mr. Beast fan to like start to scratch their head a little bit, you may want to just ease them into the idea that, hey, maybe this guy is making content that may not be good, but like, look, if you like him, that's fine, whatever. You just want to give them little like breadcrumbs to kind of think about. and chew on. And if they still like it, they have that window. But DSP wants you to slam that door and tell and belittle them and to make them aware. That's not gonna get anywhere. Because no one will want to listen to that. And DSP wants to be the Mr. I'm a smart, rational human guy. But this isn't a rational response to a grander idea. Again, he amalgamates everything together. He's combining all these YouTubers into the same video argument that Zachary's making, when Zachary is not even talking about Dr. Disrespect or Ninja or PewDiePie. He's talking about this very specific trope of video that's been dominating the trending segment of YouTube. He's not talking about these streamers that are Dr. Disrespect or Ninja or PewDiePie or whatever the fuck. He's talking about these specific videos that are made in specific ways to make people click on them. He's not talking about these other sensational streamers or whatever the fuck DSP's wanting you to talk about. This whole thing that DSP's getting from this is not even related to what he's talking about.
Fucking mass created. It's completely making us all stupider for profit. Yes, I can say it because I have nothing
but this other notion of for profit, it can be applied to literally everything recklessly. Everything that's uploaded on YouTube that's intended to make money off of, that's for profit. DSP complains about ad revenue and YouTube blocking ads and all this other stuff on his gameplay videos and all this stuff because he does that for profit. He does the membership stuff for profit. He's doing this for profit. He's not doing this for free, because factually, if he were doing this for free, then he wouldn't be reacting to all these member submitted videos.
All right? You're making us all but worse with your trash because all you want to do is get rich. Stop making trash or I'm going to keep calling you out.
Mr. Beast.
But he doesn't call them out. He never wants to make drama about them. Like, what's he gonna do? Like, what? He's like, keep calling out who? Mr. Beast? Okay, call him out every day. And then people are gonna call you out and be like, wow, this guy's a piece of shit. And then you got drama. Because again, Zachary's entire point was to get people to listen to his argument or his video and not write it off as, oh, he's just a hater. But DSP just cannot, like, fathom that because he's a toxic person. DSP is a toxic person. Toxic people do not think like that because they're toxic. They're too busy just wanting to shit on someone else. Because DSP is a mental child. I was trying to get to that point. He's a mental child.
If you're watching this, I think you're a great guy.
I don't think you're a great guy.
I just think that I'm at the point of my life.
I mean, why? You know what's really funny? Because I've seen why people, have issue with Mr. Beast doing charity stuff. And I agree with that because I do think that if you're doing something charitable and people are not, like, patting you on the back, that shouldn't matter to you because you're doing a charitable action. You shouldn't sit there and like, complain about not getting applauded. So, that I get. But DSP did not even come to that conclusion on his own. Because again, he just read what other people said and just like barked it out. Because again, I think there was a DSP React stream where he did, because he talked about it a few times on DSP Reacts. I know that for sure. But I think he just kind of fumbled into that thought. He didn't really come to his own conclusion or whatever because he's a raised up Catholic or whatever. But this dude he wants to get ass pat too. Like that's the thing. He shits on Mr. Beast for that very same reason, but he acts the same way. Guys, I did this because you wanted to. No one is supporting the stream. No one is saying that, wow, Phil, you actually listen to me, but no one gives me the credit for that. But if you really cared, like, listen to every time he complains how he can't say the N-word anymore. Oh, people are so sensitive. I can't do the same jokes I did back then because everyone's so sensitive. If he was truly genuine in how he's less offensive and he took that change to heart, then he wouldn't be crying about how people are more sensitive now. Like, it's that kind of attitude that he does the same shit with. He complains about Mr. Beast having that attitude, but he does the same thing. I think that's what I was tripping myself over trying to get to. But I can't take DSP seriously when he says, "Oh, I don't think Mr. Beast is a nice guy because he does charity for attention." He does a lot of stuff for attention. That's who DSP is as well. Why do you think he has a suggestion box? That always infuriates me because it's not real. That's why every suggestion box segment has been toxic. If he's doing one today, because I'm recording this as he's doing a pre-stream right now, he's doing one right now probably. If not, he's gonna do one later on in the week. It's gonna be negative. Is this gonna be him turning down fucking suggestions and say how he can't do it or whatever? Because he just wants to brag how he listens to the feedback. But he didn't even come up with that idea himself. He took it from OP Boone, who is a walking AI bot. So this dude is just a complete clown world. He brags about all the change he did, but he's no different than them because he does the same shit.
Life where I enjoy the content that is a little bit less.
Look at this.
Calling you out.
Mr. Beast, if you're watching this,
Look at the chat. I'll call you out. Yeah, you guys. Oh, look at that. Yeah, okay.
I think you're a great guy.
I don't think you're a great guy.
I don't think you're a great guy. Okay, chat.
I just think that I'm at the
What do
point
you
of my
say?
life where I enjoy the content.
He looks back at the camera. I don't think you're a great guy. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Where's the tips? There's no tip me saying, yeah, Phil, I agree.
It is a little bit
Oh,
less
no.
dramatic.
Meaning he's smart. He's
Okay. Gotta hear this again. We gotta hear
I
it
think
again.
you're a great guy.
I don't think you're a great guy.
I just think that I'm at the point of my life where I enjoy the content that is a little bit less dramatic.
Meaning he's smart. He's not dumb like the rest of your audience.
Oh man, I think of that Matilda, the old movie. I don't know if they're remaking that movie. I don't give a fuck. And I'm thinking of that Dan DeVito Matilda, where I think it was like the teacher saying, "I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're small." That's DSP. That's how DSP acts. I'm smart, you're dumb. Like that's just him in a nutshell. I wish it was Danny DeVito. It would be so fucking perfect. If it was Danny DeVito, but Danny DeVito is like another like shitty adult in Matilda's life, I think. But you know.
And I wasn't always
you
like
go.
this, but
There you go. But see how he takes Zachary's point and just makes it toxic? He just wants everyone to be toxic. Like Zachary's like, look, I don't need any more drama in my life, whatever, and moves on positively with his life. That's all he said, pretty much. And he's like, yeah, he's smart, they're dumb. That's what he's saying. It's like, Jesus, dude. Like, not everyone wants to be fucking toxic. Like, because Zachary probably also understands why people enjoy dramatic content, because it's kind of interesting. You may have a nothing going on in your life, and maybe drama makes you a little bit more interested, or just seeing what's going on. You know, not everyone that is fascinated by DSP's nonsense is doing it with like mean, malicious intent. That it's genuinely interesting that this dude walks through life doing dumb shit. Like, that's all that it is to some people. But I mean, as I said in the last video, you will see toxic people in anything. Fandoms, hate bases, whatever the fuck, no matter where you go, because people are people. You can't fucking assume how the population of humanity will react to anything. Like, you just can't fucking like figure that out on your own. Like, of course there's gonna be toxic people. That's why I don't really take a lot of like stock. And when people say, "Oh wow, I can't believe that this fan base is really toxic," it's like, yeah, that's every fan base. I've seen them. Like, come on.
raised on the internet, I crave human nature, human connection, realness. And I think me and many others are tired of the overstimulation.
You better. But some people just put that on just because they're just trying to do something very quick. I mean, it's like I know what Zachary is saying. Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, these, like, you also have to know that these videos exist and they're not going anywhere because people just like little bite-sized things. Like, that's what made when Boogie was Francis a while such a big thing, to the point my brother even knew of Francis, because people liked the dramatic angle of Francis of where he's complaining all the time. I mean, of course, the bit got old and people moved on, but it's like, that's just how fads are and all this other stuff. Like, it's gonna be this today, tomorrow's gonna be something else, and it's just making countless videos explaining the phenomenon it's just kind of meaningless to me, because it's just describing fads. and it is what it is.
Oh my god. Can you imagine going through those fucking trends?
That's where corecore comes into play. If you don't know what corecore is, Wikipedia calls corecore an internet aesthetic and art.
And then he goes to Wikipedia. I mean, I get, like, sure, you could use corecore as like I kind of view Wikipedia just as a springboard. You know, get general ideas from there, then, but just find the actual article. It cites an article that you can read about it, and just kind of get more invested in corecore. Get to understand it better.
Artistic movement
Whatever.
aiming to capture post-2020 sensibilities.
What is this?
On TikTok, corecore is a style of video editing that puts together seemingly random clips from various sources for the purpose of social commentary. At first glance, it might seem like a meaningless compilation of clips, but
Seen that one.
Corecore has more depth than it may appear. Corecore is a way for creators to communicate and be authentic, often when they don't know how or have the means to be. Chances are a video talking about mental health won't get much views, but a video covering a mental health issue with quotes from a movie and overlapping music and commentary might. Corecore bears a striking resemblance to a century-old artistic movement called Dada. The Dada movement consisted of artists who rejected the logic, reason, and aestheticism of modern society. And this is exactly what we are seeing on YouTube. There is a wave of people rejecting the norm, rejecting sensationalism, rejecting the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, and
But these videos have existed before. Like, I kind of can't wrap my mind saying that, oh, the authenticity era and all this other stuff, when I have seen video essays before. And, like, Some Ordinary Gamer does those videos before. But whatever, okay.
Embracing authenticity in their own ways. The best example of a YouTuber doing this is Dodford. Dodford is a content creator who does documentaries on celebrities. But instead of Dodford narrating over the story, he uses clips of the celebrities speaking themselves to tell their own story. This is corecore in its purest form. Nothing is more authentic than having the actual person themselves tell their own story. There is
But how is that authentic? Okay, I have another question. How does that come off as authentic, though? He's just splicing together movie scenes together to make a video. Like, I get the point, but wouldn't it be more authentic to have the actual guy, like, Dodford or whatever the fuck his name is, to talk about what he discovered about Jim Carrey than just having Jim Carrey talk about it? Because that's, like, why go to that when you could just watch Jim Carrey talk about his life or whatever? Like, it's just... What?
Something so intimate about these videos. It's like Jim Carrey is giving you life advice, or Adam Sandler is in the room with you. It's something that no one has ever done before. If Dodford continues to create content like this, he'll become one of the largest creators on the platform. I have no doubt about that. All while rejecting sensationalism and embracing corecore. Another reason.
But it's like whatever. I mean, this is pop culture portraits. I mean, whatever.
An example of a creator just being purely authentic is Sam Solis.
Jesus, look at
Sam
this guy.
does bodybuilding content,
Oh my
and he started
God.
posting on YouTube just 8 months ago. He uploads 30-minute videos and has almost 2 million subscribers, all without fancy thumbnails or fancy edits. It's just some dude being unapologetically himself, all while, again, rejecting sensationalism and embracing his own.
But how do you know? Like, you could say that and fine, but like, what's the proof to back that up, that he's not being insincere or disingenuous? Like, you could take him at face value on stuff and just listen to him, like, talk. I mean, it's not necessarily that he's being fake, it's just that he's just talking. I don't know.
Values. And there are a ton more examples of creators doing this across the platform. And to
I
me,
guess that's what he means. That it's authentic because he's just shooting the shit, which is fine. But I guess that's fine. Whatever.
No denying at this stage, this is the future of content creation. Yes, I know this might be the most.
But this was around before. Like, as I said before, this has been around before.
Ironic thing ever. We've come full circle, but when whole generations have been raised by the internet, some people never had the opportunity to experience authenticity. People are screaming for expression and human nature. They just don't know how to express it, and that's where corecore just turning on your camera and calling it a day comes into play. Now, I want to emphasize, I don't think over-sensationalized content is going anywhere. It'll likely be here forever. There will always be a place for Mr. Beast and content creators like him. That style of content is popular for a reason.
Because there's too many stupid people.
People just, like, again, making it negative. Just making it negative. Because, like, again, like, I may not like the Mr. Beast videos or these videos that he's showing to, like, illustrate that, but I get why people click on them, because it's just, people just want to see what the video's about and all this other stuff. Like, it's, and you know, I also think it's a little, you know, I don't know how to describe it, because what if it's view bots? You know what I mean? Like, what if that's also propelling it too? Like, how do we know it's that the view count that they have is exactly accurate to that many people watching it versus how many people are rewatching it or artificially inflating the views or whatever the fuck? I mean, that's also that gets like chalked up, sure, but you know, whatever.
Who don't have the
It could be like, you know, just people who are just clicking on the video, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, these wants to frame it as if it's a bad thing that people want to turn their brain off and just watch slop, but sometimes that's fine. You know, that's why you have reality TV. Like, that's why, like, you know, you see a lot of streaming services starting to have reality TV shows. It's a shame. My issue I have with it is just kind of how gung ho. Like, when HBO Max got bought out by Discovery, I kind of don't like what happened with Max. Now you go there and you just see a lot of slop there that just kind of hides the interesting movies or shows you want to watch behind like all these dumb, weird little shows. Like, if there was a way to just have that there but not have it intrude on how I want to experience that platform, that's completely fine. You know, have reality as a category, but I don't want it to be on my like page that should be real in a way tailored to what I want to watch. It's that kind of stuff that I do have an issue with, but that's just complaining about trending tabs and all this other stuff. It's not like it's not the media that's the problem. It's just how the platform is presenting you the media of it. Like, that's my issue with it. But I don't think it's, oh, the people who are watching it, that's the issue. Oh, it's these stupid people, that's the problem. I don't think it's that at all, because at the end of the day, these platforms have an invested interest to push these shows out. Reality TV is the easiest stuff to kind of make. You don't have to worry about paying writers and all this other stuff. It's less risk, more reward kind of content for them. So of course they're gonna try to push that more, because they probably, in a very cynical, pessimistic way, they probably want people to like that more than the scripted stuff, because they'll have more reason to just not pay writers and not pay actors. They could pay their producers or whatever the fuck and just do whatever. It's less people to pay. And they could pay whatever salary they want because reality TV, whatever. That's what they're trying to aim for, I feel, in a pessimistic way. They do have like scripted content, sure, but you could definitely see that they probably want to have it more eyes on the reality stuff because it's less risk on their part.
Told to them, because God forbid that you tell someone the truth and then they realize, oh my God, I'm wasting my time.
Now look at this. Let's listen to this again.
Because there's too many stupid people
who don't have the truth told to them, because God forbid that you tell someone the truth and then they realize, oh my God, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my life watching trash, because then they have to have a moment of self-realization. That's the problem. Too many people are coddled in today's society.
I've never seen a single soul make this connection of calling people snowflakes because they watch videos and they get upset when you shit on them. But DSP has gotten so mad at people who shit on the games he likes all the time. When people try to tell him, well, Bugsnax is not that good and it's just a dumb game. No, it's a smart game. It's for big boys. It has parasites. Thus, it's scary. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, dude, it's fucking Bugsnax, and you're gonna die on that hill? Fucking Bugsnax? Like, this dude gets the same reaction when you shit on anything he likes. And then he's mocking other people who may have an invested interest in like Mr. Beast, and they may get a little bit upset when you say that what they like is shitty. It has nothing to do with with being coddled and being snowflakes or whatever the fuck he's trying to say. Naturally, if you like something and I come up to you and say what you like is fucking stupid and awful and you're making society worse, you're probably not gonna have like the highest opinion of my take or want to listen to it, let alone listen to it. You know, if I, you know, like that's why I kind of like, I see why people like Marvel movies, and I don't really like necessarily dunking on them, but the people who sit there and say, well, Martin Scorsese's a fucking idiot, he's a fucking boomer, stupid doo-doo head, so, like, you know, Marvel movies can be art too. It's like, you don't need to put down Martin Scorsese to like your Marvel movies. It's fine if you like Marvel movies, and that it is what it is. I mean, I get why there's an appeal there, but you also should have at least, you know, give a chance to this other stuff if you really want to experience movies as an art form, that kind of stuff. There's all those other like discussions to have with that, but I'm not gonna get anywhere ready to say you're a bunch of idiot, stupid doo-doo heads. Come watch fucking Wolf of Wall Street. It's a 3-hour movie. Sit there and enjoy it. But no, it's like you're not going anywhere with that kind of mentality, because not everyone wants to sit through a 3-hour movie. Not everyone wants to like be told that what they like is shitty, because what if that's what they like? People like what they like. You know, I come around to realize, you know, there was a period where I started to feel bad about the stuff I like. Like for the longest time, I felt embarrassed that I liked My Life as a Teenage Robot, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe I like this show. I mean, and I felt like kind of embarrassed with it. But as time went on, I was like, why should I? It's a fun show. I like the art style. Like, you know, fuck it. You know what? I should like that show. I should embrace what I like. It's, you know, like what you like. You know, if you like, and it's the same thing with DSP stuff. It's so ridiculous that DSP talks like this, because if you act like this about people who watch DSP content, do you think DSP is gonna take that nicely? No, because how dare you listen to people who say what you like and shouldn't like, blah 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 blah. But he's telling you that you're stupid and ruining society for liking content he doesn't like. Like that isn't that a bridge too far to say? Like, you could say that, yeah, you know, these videos are ruining the platform because it's just kind of making the algorithm favor this kind of junk, but it's not the fault of the viewer. It's the algorithm. The algorithm is favoring it, but we're blaming the viewer on something that's outside of their control, because we don't know how the algorithm works. What does the algorithm favor? We don't know. No one knows. Not even the people who made the algorithm. So I just think that this unnecessarily aggressive attitude that he has is fucking stupid, and especially when it's saying that, like, oh, that no one wants to listen to it and they're snowflakes. Like, dude, people just want to enjoy what they like, and they don't want to be told that what they like is fucking bad all the time. I mean, yeah, they should have an open mind to understand that maybe what they're watching is problematic, and that's fine, but you can still enjoy the thing. Like, you know, I mentioned in the last video in a half-assed way, or in half-assed way, about how I kind of have issues with My Hero Academia, and you know, I'm not gonna get into any more like detail with it, because I might do an actual video discussing about it. But even as much of I find it a little problematic in some parts, I can still enjoy the ideas and concepts of that story. There's stuff that I do like about it, but I can understand that it's problematic to me in some other way, in some ways that it depicts things. Those two things can be true, because it's just self-realization. You can have a self-realization about something you like. Something you like may be problematic to someone else, or it may be problematic to something that you yourself believe in, but you can still enjoy the same thing. People don't like Attack on Titan at all after the whole thing with season 3 and above or so, whatever the fuck, and they can still enjoy the first 2 seasons, and they can understand that, yeah, this is a problematic show, but, you know, I still kind of enjoy what it was beforehand, or whatever the fuck. But it's just that you don't need to be told this all the time and be told that you're dumb for thinking that, because you're not going to be willing to listen to it. If you, the whole point that DC wants people to listen and to be critical about the media that they consume, I don't think the way to do this is to make them feel little and stupid about something that they like. The best way to reach someone is to at least kind of meet them halfway and just kind of introduce some concepts that maybe worth thinking about, and then just having them to interpret what they want to believe in. It's part of the whole thing that people want to tackle when they analyze shows. Sometimes it may be fun to like analyze and finding stuff that may be problematic that you might find, but it may be a little more interesting to think about because you wouldn't think about it otherwise. It's just this whole other thing that DSP is just not willing to have. Like it says a lot that I'm getting more out of this discussion, and people probably are either annoyed with this discussion or they're probably finding it enjoyable that I'm making because he's not doing it. He's just sitting there saying, "Yeah, people are stupid and they're dumb." But what makes it interesting? What makes this content bad, Phil? Than just saying it's bad, therefore it is.
They don't want to hear the truth. Instead, they just want to be told everything's fine, you're the best, you're the special snowflake, right?
But what does that have to do with watching a video? He's acting as if people go around saying, "Do you like my video? Like my video. Like it. Like it. Like what I like." And sure, that happens when you're just talking to someone else, and sometimes they don't like the thing you like. That might make you want to get a little bit more worked up, and I've fallen into that before. It's like, "Oh, yeah, man, I like this. Yeah, I don't like it. Oh, man, but it's so good." But then I realized, well, that's their opinion. And sometimes I just say like, well, I get it. Whatever. I come around to seeing it that why they may dislike something I like, and I get it. For a while I have not fought an Elfelt at all in Guilty Gear Xrd. I never faced one, so I never really quite truly understood the hate and like burning passion people have against Elfelt and why they think that character is broken and annoying and all this other stuff. Because to me, it was always Happy Chaos. I fought an Elfelt player, and I can say I understand why people don't like that character, because in XR you can do a lot of crazy shit that just seems really insane. But I did come out saying, well, I would much rather get bodied by an Elfelt than a fucking Happy Chaos, because I have played the character as well, so I do know that some of the moves you need to put inputs in, and there's all those other like routes that you do is just putting inputs in, which I feel is far more challenging and interesting than Happy Chaos gameplay. I fought the few I fought is just like jab jab jab, heavy slash, jab jab jab, heavy slash, heavy slash, heavy slash, super. It's like the same kind of like route, and it's like, yeah, okay, I don't need to see this character ever again. But Elfel's like, okay, I can at least understand that there's inputs that are being put in. So it's like, I get it, but I had to experience it to come to that conclusion. And now I get why people don't like the character. I still like the character, but I get it. I get why people dislike Elfelt, but I will still sing praises of Elfelt because, she's the best Bun girl. She has cool ears. She has, she's just fucking cool. I'm sorry. Okay? Jeez.
And no one wants to actually hear, no, this is awful. The route you're going down is a waste of your life, a waste of your time. You need to self-improve.
And then he's telling you it's a waste of life.
You need to do this. You need
like
special snowflake, right? And no one wants to actually hear, no, this is awful. The route you're going down is a waste of your life, a waste of your time. You need to self-improve. You need to do.
I almost thought you said you need to suffer. I was like, what? You need to suffer. You need to self-improve. Dude, they're just watching a video. They're just watching a video. And they're telling you need to improve your life because you watched a video. Holy shit, man. Like, god damn. Holy shit. God. Dude. Man. And it's this guy, the dude who played inside and was like, oh, I don't like this game because it made me want to think. You don't like to think, Phil? You sound like you want to have an easy life where you don't want to have to think. This dude has complained about games challenging him and making him having to think. He has complained about games forcing him to think and try because he wants to have a game where you can sit back and relax. I don't want to play a game that makes me want to stress and all this stuff. And this dude has the gall to show other people because they may want to watch a Mr. Beast video because they don't want to think or whatever the fuck that he thinks that they're watching a video for. That's wrong. If you watch a Mr. Beast video and you want to have like easy stupid content, you're an idiot. But I don't want to play Kirby and have a hard ass secret boss fight. That's stupid. What? Like, this dude is so ignorant about the shit he says. that he is the guy he's complaining about. He is literally complaining about himself. At this point, he's self-hating himself. He's just hating himself at this point because like he's complaining about stuff he has done about his own fucking enjoyment. He has complained about every video game that has asked him for an ounce of effort. Oh, I don't have to keep trying this boss fight. I don't have to keep doing this. Look at the fucking Zelda playthrough. He has complained that this game it has stretched itself out for so long and has all these puzzles they have to think about. It doesn't give you any hints. Oh my god, what an awful game. I don't want to, play a game where I have to think. But now you have to watch videos and think. What the fuck do you want? So in DSP's world, right? Video games where you're actually engaging with a platform, with the video game, that should not require any thought. No. Only fighting games. But movies and videos and all that stuff should always, period, actively make you think and make you like have meaning. Just innately. Nothing in between, nothing else, just that. Constant David Lynch style shit, please. Like, dude, fucking find what you want to do in life then. I don't know what else to tell you.
They don't want to hear that. They just want to hear, but I don't understand. I was told that I was growing up that I'm the fucking, epitome of human existence.
What does this have to do with watching videos? This is actively aggravating me. When I first listened to it, I was like, yeah, this is a dumb point. Wow. But I'm listening to it now, innately just listening to it, and it is just, what is the point? It went from just like, snowflakes? Like, well, to like, now he's complaining that people are being told that they're special people and all this. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're just watching a video. Like, dude, come on.
I'm the snowflake. I'm the special one. I'm the one who should be catered to. When I complain about something on Twitter or X, everyone should kiss my ass, right?
And then he's complaining about this? He's talking about people who but what does this have to do with people who watch Mr. Beast? What's the connection? Like, and to say that people who complain on Twitter, like, it's kind of a bad faith statement, or just a statement that is just easily spun negatively or whatever the fuck. Because I could make a post on fucking Twitter and just say like, yeah, today sucks. Like, this dude complained about his own days off to us. He complains every day. But that's meaningful content. But, if you go on Twitter and you complain, you're being a snowflake. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me I'm a snowflake for airing an issue I have? If I'm just in a bad mood and I just want to complain about something, let me fucking complain then. Fuck you. It's the kind of the same attitude that people have thrown my way for like fucking whatever. Like, wow, Theo, your Twitter account, you talk a lot about DSP. You're a fucking idiot. Like, so what? It's my fucking Twitter account. I opened it. I made the Twitter account. I can post whatever the fuck I want, bitch. Oh, you don't like me shit on DSP? You don't like my fucking rabbit? Too bad. Fuck it. I post Cleo every day if I please. Okay? It's not hurting anyone. As long as it's not hurting anyone, I should be allowed to post it, okay? If it's not hateful or anything like that, I should be allowed to post it. I don't think posting pictures of Cleo is hateful, and I don't think saying DSP's a doo-doo head is that hateful, okay? I'm gonna say it. Whatever. But, like, if I'm complaining about stuff, so what? Why make this the crux of your point when you're just discussing about people watching content, though? Like, I don't quite get the amalgamation of this, and it's so ironic coming from this fucking idiot who sits there every day complaining. He complained about a dude taking his reusable fucking grocery bag, and it didn't even seem to be that inconvenient to him. He was still able to make, you know what? No one brings that up. He didn't complain, like, he just said that someone stole his reusable bags, or whatever the fuck, but he never said that he couldn't get the food he needed. Oh, someone stole my food and I couldn't get the food anymore. He got the food he set out to get, he just couldn't use the reusable bags he brought. So he complained. He made a whole story, clickbaited the fucking podcast for another banger of a waste of time. This dude wastes so many people's life clocks. It's insane. He did a whole pre-stream complaining about how he can't buy 2 games. And it ends where it began. I'm just gonna play Mario RPG and switch with Call of Duty since I can't buy RoboCop. And that's what he was gonna do anyway. But he wanted to waste everyone's time to just mentally exhaust them to accept it. That's right, what it was. He just wanted them to be mentally exhausted. So he'd be like, yeah, just do that, man. Like, this dude makes you dumb. This dude it's so aggravating when he has these holier than thou rants, and he's just the people he's shitting on. That's him. That's the guy.
No, not at all, and not at all. And what you're doing, this kind of content is for those people who don't have any self-awareness. They just sit there all day going through life watching trash and thinking that they have a meaningful life. They don't. You've wasted everyone's time and life.
And now he gets to tell them that their life is meaningless. This fucking asshole. I was about to say idiot, but I'm gonna double down on the asshole part. This fucking asshole is sitting there and telling everyone that what's meaningful and what isn't. But if you say he's not meaningful, you're broken inside. Like, dude, fucking shut up. Choke on the fucking dildo behind you. Like, this attitude of meaningful stuff, I don't know when it started, I don't even remember, and it needs to go away. It needs to fuck off. Like, this is fucking obnoxious. DSP was never this bad back in the day. He was bad for many other reasons. But this is like so far worse that it makes the whole package bad. Even back then, it just sinks his entire career. Like, it devalues his legacy. Even if you say, well, Theo, if back then he wasn't that bad, I mean, just listen to the thing back then. I can't. I can't. Because what he is now just devalues that because it makes it worse. Because it's just embarrassing how low this fucker got on every front. And he's telling you that that he's amazing. He pretends he's doing you a favor when he isn't. He acts as if he's actually making meaningful content when he isn't. All the stuff he's coming up with is not even his own. Like, even back then, he at least tried to pretend that his ideas he came up with were his own. But now he's just being brutally honest and taking other people's ideas and making them give it to him. It is masterful manipulation of just giving the viewer the illusion that their opinion matters, when it's just getting ideas from them. There's no unique spin that he's using at all from them. It's all just just straight up taking their ideas. Just straight up. Nothing interesting, nothing original, because he doesn't put anything original. And he's acting as if he does. That's like the worst part of it. He acts as if he does. This fucking guy.
And people like this who make that trash content are incredible predators. They are preying on people who don't know better. And it's sad because they know exactly what they're doing.
But he's not a predator, by the way. No. Where he says, oh, we'll vote on hats when you get the heckle. He gets the heckle. Okay, put on the Christmas hat. I thought we could vote on all the hats. No, just the Christmas hat. That's what we're going to vote on. That and the get lit hat. Oh, okay. Cool. Like, it's just shit like that. It's not manipulative to constantly tell your audience that you need tips and all this other stuff, and then be like, well, where's the support? Where's the members? And all this other stuff. He has other ways to be predatory to his own fucking audience. His own ways.
They know 1,000,000% what they are doing. They think that they're better than you. They think that they're smarter than you. They think that all they need to do is waste your time.
You know what? You know what's funny? DSP thinks he's smarter than everyone. Every time he goes on these little rants, he lets it slide all the time. When he's telling people that, oh, all these people are stupid for watching this video, he's kind of indirectly telling them that he thinks that he's better than them. He has told Rich that in his mind, he's better than him. He has told so many people he's better than them, just directly. And he's sitting there like, yeah, man, these people, they think they're smarter than you. You do too. You tell them to their face, Phil. But your fans are so pathetically sad group of people who just let it slide because they have a very foolish opinion that you're gonna change. You're gonna be better than them. You're no, well, whatever. That you don't mean it. Oh, this guy, he's just a fallible human, but he has had this attitude, behavior, time and time again. That it's to the point where when any of his fans comes out and says, "Wow, guys, you were right. DSP's a piece of shit," no one cares because it's like, yeah, it happens all the time. You just don't want to believe it because all these people just he takes advantage of all their good faith. That's really what it is. He is such a sleazy scumbag that takes all their good faith and just shits on it. He takes it for granted. That's why you have all these rants about, guys, I don't know why you're afraid to tip me, man. When he has all these rants about telling us what he sees on the tip end and all this other stuff. He just takes advantage of all this stuff and he takes their good faith and just throws it out. Like, this dude is just awful, and he acts as if he's better than you. All the time.
To make $1, and they don't give a fuck. Stop watching trash like that. It'll go away. The problem is society as a whole is becoming dumber and not understanding that they're being corralled in this direction. Watch this trash content. Watch AI content. Watch all this shit.
But this corral of people and all this stuff has been happening for years with all this like reality TV because people had this same fucking discussion when people are watching The Real World and Jersey Shore and soap operas and all this stuff. It's always something. People said that about music back in the day. People said that about some music today, whatever the fuck. You know, people say this stuff anyway. This isn't a new conversation. It's a old conversation that's repackaged into a YouTube conversation. That's, I think that's why this Zachary video kind of rubbed me the wrong way because it's just a repackaged version of a discussion that people had for years. And then it gets people like DSP that fall into it and be like, oh yeah, man, he has a point. All these people, they watch all these like bad videos. But like that's what I think this video is like low effort. There's all these other interesting topics to discuss when it comes to making videos and the relationship between people, other content creators, and all this stuff that people post on the internet. There's all these other like interesting angles to go through, and to just say, wow, guys, this video that got a lot of views has stupid thumbnails. Why? And then you just have this like, it's because people like the reality TV show slop, and it's like, okay, this has happened so many times that even saying that people are being corralled is a meaningless statement because it's just capitalizing on people clicking on something. It doesn't even mean that it's retained or that people really care or that them as a person is bad. To judge someone's character by the videos that they watch is kind of a wild take to have when it comes to videos like Mr. Beast. There's videos that may be meaningful in like other ways that people might say, oh, this, you like this or whatever, but that's like a whole other fucking debate and discussion that's not even relevant to this because again, this is only approaching videos that are made to be authentically fake. Just, oh, this is just to get you to click on it. These other videos, it's a completely different ball game because it's a little bit more personal, I guess I should say, and this is just made for clicks. So when you have people like DSP that fall with Zachary's little video here and think it's a deep fucking video, you're just regurgitating the same conversation that we've had year after year after year after year after year, and it's just empty. It's like, when people were talking about Mr. Beast, it was just more of the audacity of just how goofy the fucking thumbnails are, and that's really it. It's people understand why. It's just like they're just having fun with the fact that this is the thing that people are like flocking to, so they just kind of joke about it. But we have people like Zachary who make these little videos that are like really meaningful and thoughtful, and they have people at DSP that are just gobbling it up. And there is a sense of irony in it. It's only saved by the video being a little bit more thoughtful than a Mr. Beast video that he's showing in the same fucking video. But it's just, there's a grander discussion to have, and it's just, DSP is not the guy. He just isn't the guy. Look at him. He doesn't even know. He's a fucking meme. He's a massive meme. He's like he's the personified example of what corporations market their content for. When you see a movie and they make a reference, it's for him to point out, like, dude, it's that guy from this other thing. I know that reference. I know that reference. I know it. I get it. And that's the guy. That's him.
Right? It's all
right?
the same. Look, these are the same videos replicated behind the guy. It's the same video made 2-3 times, and people are too dumb to realize it's the same video, right? But this is the problem with the human society.
What if they want to see if it is the same video? Like, they're like, oh yeah, it's the same video, but let's see if the body of the video is the same. Let's see how, like, what they want to see how similar it is.
Especially people on the internet, right? They just don't get it. They just keep going on.
What if they don't care? Like, there's already a stigma about YouTube where people just kind of don't really give a shit about YouTube videos because it's an internet video. Like, there is a, like, and this is, again, another fucking discussion that people can have about, well, the legitimacy of a YouTube video. Should all YouTube videos be seen as a legitimate video source, or should some, should all, should neither, whatever? Like, there's all these big debates that DSP is just kind of tumbling into that he's just not capitalizing on because he's a fucking idiot. But people just watch a YouTube video because they don't give a fuck. It's a YouTube video to them. I mean, what if they just don't want to think about it? Like, come on.
With their lives, never thinking outside of this box.
What if they're thinking about something else important? What if they're thinking about a loved one in the hospital? What if they're thinking about paying their bills? What if they're about to lose the house? And they put this on just as the background to just calm them down or whatever the fuck. Or they're just hate watching it. But again, we can't think like that because then it won't be able to prove his point that people are stupid. The thing that he thinks anyway. There's a pre-stream. This is another it's gonna be my fucking Moby Dick. That and the fucking quote of him saying that he'd rather be homeless. These are two videos I'm gonna dedicate my life to finding. I tell you what. But he has openly said that the common YouTube viewer is a dumb fuck. Is that such a positive outlook to have? Because, guess what? You go to KO Gaming, the #1 video is a negative video. And guess what DSP tried to do after that? Make similar videos. All the videos after that all try to mimic the same fucking video. The same thumbnail, the same style. His reviews changed immensely the second that Homefront the Revolution video dropped. All his reviews tried to do the same shit, and you know what? The funniest thing about it is that channel, even in of itself, was based on other channels. Yet again, DSP tries to copy what other people do. This dude is garbage. Like, it is so frustrating when at least if he's gonna steal other people's ideas and do all this stuff, at least don't have these kind of fucking rants. Like, at least don't do this. Whatever he's doing now, he shouldn't do it. Because he's part of the problem. He's part of the problem. And he capitalizes on it in dumb ways. Like, this dude is garbage. Human garbage. This dude can't do shit on his own. He relies so heavily on other people's trendiness to get around. The React channel isn't even an idea of his own. The React channel, the reviews, the way he streams now, all this stuff is stuff that other people did. And he's acting as if he's better than them. This dude is garbage, and he's acting as if he's like fucking pristine fucking diamonds. But he factually isn't. And then you tell him, I don't think I'm that guy. I just think they're dumb videos. That is another sentiment that all these YouTubers think about their own fucking videos, but they probably mean it because they've said it, and I've never seen any of them say, yeah, we make fucking good ass shit. We make meaningful stuff. They make stupid shit. But they say that they're kind of dumb anyway, so I believe them more than the dude who tells us every day his content's meaningful.
So, if you keep watching the trash you watch, this will happen. I said over 10 to 15 years ago, When I saw this trend starting to happen on YouTube, I called it out. I said, if you support the
You
people...
wanna know why he called it out, though? The real reason he called it out was because he was afraid of his viewership dwindling. He saw his viewership was on the decline. He thought it was the big guys taking all the viewers. He said this about everyone. Again, again, Zachary's whole video is about these fake videos by Mr. Beast and all this stuff. DSP's and digital blogging he's bringing up was directed to other Let's Players. And it's like stupid. It's stupid to compare them because it's not comparable. It is so negative and kind of unfair to these other content creators that do the same shit he does, and he's saying that they're fake and all this other stuff. As he's talking about Mr. Beast videos, like this whole thing is just an unfair attack on other people that's unguided. And it's like, and he wonders why no one takes this dude's opinion seriously. This dude should be mocked forever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, no one to be like malicious at him, sure, whatever, but this dude deserves all the negative YouTube videos that are being made about him. He deserves them. I don't, like, this dude is so unfair to everyone else. So why should people be fair with their criticisms on him when he's part of the problem? He's shitting all these little Let's Players about how they make their own fucking videos, and he's like, yeah, man, don't watch the fake videos, but he's attacking Let's Players. How are they faking their videos, Phil? Oh, because they edit their gameplay, but that's not the same fucking venue as them. Like, it's so mind-numbing to really approach what he's complaining about, because it's so stupid that you know it's wrong. You listen to this by the core of your being, you know it's wrong. You know he's full of shit. You know it's full of shit. You know in anime when people are like, oh, I sense murderous intent, and you're like, what does that really mean? You know, like, is this a fucking statement? That's what they mean. You just know this dude is full of shit. You just listen to him, you're like, yeah, this dude's saying bullshit right now.
Go into YouTube, we're only here to make a buck. And you see all the YouTube videos change for people with...
DSP is walking back the Call of Duty streams because the streams didn't do very well. That's not doing it for a buck. He dropped games because of a buck. Because people are not supporting it because they're not engaged with it. Like he clumps support and engagement together so that he can complain about support and no one can call it out because he's also talking about engagement. But it's all the same. Whatever the fuck.
Passion, people with true intelligence, people with knowledge to share.
He cares about this, but then when he was watching Scott the Woz, he was like, why is the guy popular? Why do people care about what he has to say? Maybe because he's genuine in the videos he's making, Phil. It's just the character he's playing is a little bit like whatever, but he's genuine. What about that? Oh no, why is he popular? Let's analyze that, right?
People who actually have talent. If you only support those that come in with a budget, with the high-end video editing, with the studios full of people, the scripted junk, the fakeness of YouTube, if that's what you support, that is all you'll get. Today...
But what about people like Zachary Smiggle, right? And what if people start making these similar videos and they're just not being genuine? They're just saying it because they know that people like watching these little essay videos and they just try to mimic the same kind of style they've seen. Like, what if that's the case? Because again, you've seen like Nakey Jakey do a video in front of a green screen on a medicine ball and all this other stuff. What if Zachary is seeing that? It's like, oh, I'm gonna do a video like that or whatever. It's not necessarily the same, but you know, it's the same kind of delivery. That's what I've noticed. Like, that's why like Nakey Jakey stood out to me because he actually has very funny humor. I like his videos a lot. No one else does it. But I'm seeing more and more of these videos that try to be somewhat similar or somewhat different, where it's like, yeah, you know, they see these like one-off jokes and they do a little gag and it's like, oh, whatever. I mean, it's like that time when everyone started to put like a chronological story in the reviews and it's just really fucking annoying to sit through. Like, yeah, I just don't watch this review. Why are we talking about like, the reverse man showing up and ruining the review? Oh, this little backstory going on. Like, you know, it's that kind of shit where it's like, you know, he brings up the authenticity era and all this stuff, but pessimistically, you could argue, well, then when will that become corporate? and we start seeing corporations try to do the same kind of stuff that Zachary's doing. Like, to the point, what if Zachary is a product? What if he's a corporate shill? And he's disguising his corporate tendencies by making these videos. He already has thumbnails that are very corporate in nature, according to, when you compare it to Mr. Beast, correct? So what if, pessimistically, he's part of the same kind of problem? What if this is going to be the new problem? But we're not going to be able to know because it's going to be so hidden so well. Like, it's just very pessimistic. You look at all of this, and it brings up like how we have low budgets and all this stuff. Ubisoft paid Mega64 to do ads for them way back in the early days of them, like the old Splinter Cell videos. Like, look at them; they're not well produced, but they're produced enough by, you could definitely tell it's like made by them, and they did the work and all this kind of stuff. But it's not well produced. So what's gonna stop a company to kind of fund something, a small time group like that, to do a video like this to make you want to buy their product or whatever the fuck? What if that's gonna be the future?
That is what you get. You get this trash. It's literally dog shit that they shovel into people's mouths and on brains, and they're too
On
dumb to
brains.
realize it. Now he just said a generation has grown up watching that trash, and they think that's what they're supposed to be watching. They don't understand that that's harmful.
But you can watch content and you could think it's good content, and then like you watch other stuff, and then that might change how you value what you watched before. I mean, that's just growing up. You watch dumb shit as a kid, and then you grow up and you're like, wow, that was dumb shit I watched as a kid. Like, that's part of growing up. This dude wants everyone to like have a one try to watch great shit or whatever. And it's kind of sad because it seeps into his gameplay where he wants to one shot everything, and then he thinks that, oh, if he spends all this time trying and trying and trying again, that it's bad. Oh, it's bad to like, if I do placement matches in Street Fighter and I get bronze, that's bad because that means I have to grind all the way up. But that's like part of playing a fighting game. You start at the bottom and you work your way up and all this other stuff. Like, it's so much like nonsense like that. And it's like, why does he expect anyone to have like good taste out the gate? No one is born knowing what they're gonna like. I mean, when I was a kid, I hated beans. I despised beans. I always winced at them. I hated them. I didn't like the taste. I'm older now. I'm like, beans fucking rule. I love beans. I love bean salad. I love all of these beans. I started eating more and more beans. And it's like, that's just growing up. Your taste change, and you start to understand yourself better. This dude is acting as if that doesn't happen. You watch Mr. Beast, and you're stuck watching Mr. Beast until you die. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? People grow and people change their taste. Like, come on. There are movies I saw as a kid I hated, and I liked them now, or whatever the fuck, and vice versa, whatever. Things just change. You watch stuff and you grow from it. And he's acting as if that's bad. Oh, how dare you watch a Mr. Beast video because you're harming. Like, that's just a byproduct. Again, the issue isn't the people watching the videos, it is just the algorithm. That's the problem. But it's such an ambiguous, big problem that what would be the solution? No one really knows, and no one, like, and people just has to live with it. It's a hellscape that we all live in. That's just how it is. People have called Twitter a hellscape for years and years and years and years and years. But no one can sit there and say, oh, the solution is to make a social media site. That's not that. That will be good. That will also become a hell site. It's just, that's how the internet is with algorithms and all this other stuff. Like, it's just stuff you deal with and you just grow. That's part of life. And this dude pretends so hard like he knows what life's about, and he doesn't get that part of it.
Human society as a whole, they don't get it. Why do you think subcultures have emerged of drama, or, terrible lolcow culture, these awful things that a normal person from the outside who's not into YouTube, not into this shit, looks at and would say, what the fuck is that? Why would this?
But if there's a general populace who say that, then why should it matter what the smaller population on YouTube watches? I mean, That's true about anything. I can go down the street and talk and start talking to them about Guilty Gear. Does that mean that they're gonna know what it is or care? No. Does that mean that it's bad for me to know about the game I'm playing? Like this is kind of insane.
Exist because YouTube changed, because people weren't smart enough to recognize these harmful trends and they promoted them. And YouTube didn't care. YouTube said, promote the harmful content, promote the trash for the brainless, promote the harmful shit that hurts people because we make money doing it. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's destructive. It's wrong. I'm one of the lucky ones that 15 years later, I still get to be here.
Oh, fuck off. He's one of the lucky ones. Yeah, fucking sure. In your fucking dreams, dumbass. Yeah, he's the lucky one. Yeah, he's the lucky one to get a fucking viewer base that are so stupid that they can't even, like, call him out on blatant hypocrisy. He could say in a sentence that he loves puppies and hates puppies, and his chat will not call that out. Oh, Phil, you say you love puppies. Why do you hate them? They won't call it out. They'll just say, yeah, Phil, good take, and they'll give him money for it. Like, shut up. And he's saying how lucky he is. Yeah, okay, sure.
Not everyone does. How many people, for every one of me, there's probably 1,000 or more who've been down the same route I have and weren't lucky enough to still be able to do what they love.
That is true in every fucking field in the entertainment industry. Like, dude, do you think everyone who becomes an actor is gonna get an Oscar? Do you think everyone is gonna be able to star in a big movie? You think everyone's gonna get that fucking opportunity given to them if they just major in acting? If I majored in fine art, does that mean I'm a fucking hit artist? My art is gonna be hung in fucking galleries around the world? I'm gonna be in the fucking Louvre? No, I could probably die homeless. Because that's just the fucking nature of the entertainment industry. And it's acting as if it's such a fucking new thing for YouTube. This has been a thing in every field, and it just expands to YouTube. Why we want to separate YouTube from that is beyond me, because it's the same amount of luck. It's the same amount of luck to be YouTube famous and be successful at it and do YouTube and be a failure. Like, there's always people you're not gonna know about. There's probably an artist right now you don't even know exists. I mean, this is like the same thing where some people may devalue artists on Twitter, Tumblr, or whatever the fuck, because they may not see them in the same light as any other artist. But at the end of the day, they put in the same amount of work as any artist, because they have to go learn anatomy, they have to do studies, they have to mix colors, they have to make the form that they're painting for you. All this stuff is all process that artists make. So they are artists. It's just that for some reason, people seem to see Twitter artists as like, these aren't real artists. But they are, because they had to learn it. They had to put the craft and time and effort to do that stuff. And that's why some people are able to be successful artists on Twitter and be able to get successful following, to get commissions, all this other stuff. But it's just the nature of it. Like, I don't know how this dude is like 41 years old and he doesn't understand the fucking industry he's fucking in.
For a living, because that was taken away from them by this shit. Not him, but the shit behind him. It's fucked up. They didn't deserve that.
What about artists that like put out fan art and then their art gets featured in other stuff and they're not getting credit for that? What about that? Is that fucked up or not? What if like Ubisoft stole a painting that I made of like an Ubisoft character and they didn't credit me or give me any compensation for that? Is that fucked up, or are we gonna let that slide because it's Ubisoft? I mean, it's like, you know, theft is a little bit more of an issue than just a dude making videos designed to get clicks or whatever the fuck. I mean, come on.
They worked their asses off. The people behind them did not. They just abused the system and abused everyone else around them and didn't give a
DSP abused the system too. He uploaded like 10-minute videos, 5-minute videos, 2-minute videos on YouTube in the heyday. He did vlogs as well. He vlogged everything to make that sweet ad revenue. He exploits things just the same. He had tags that didn't suit the video. It's the fucking kettle calling the pot black, or whatever the fuck the saying is.
fuck because they made $1. How can you watch
DSP openly also said that back then he didn't care. He was getting paid and he was just uploading videos and all this other stuff. Like, okay.
that trash? I just don't get it. You have to be dumb. Yet people do it every fucking day. This is what they sit around supporting and watching, and you know, this is why YouTube is like it is, man. All right, it is time to split the part. When we come back, it's actually time for viewer Q&A with the members who have submitted a significant amount of questions for this week.
My God.
So
We fucking did it.
thank you all for watching.
Yeah. We did it. Hell yeah. Finally. Oh my God.
Quest for booty.
My God, what a video. Thank you guys for watching. This was a wild one. I don't know how you guys made it this long. This was a fucking almost 3-hour video. Jesus. But thank you for watching. This was a wild video. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun making it, I guess, in a way. It was just me recording and vibing this video. But I hope to see you guys next time in the next video or stream, whatever it may be. And always remember, it is time. It's always time.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.
Bye-bye.